I am sure sports. You know me there, from coast to coast representing. I mean, I say this is righteous representing for Omar. You don't know, come get the sports over here from near and far. Boy. Me say I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. If me not sure, that me not say it. Know who score, that me not say it. Never know the game play, that me not say it. If me never seen a game, me no know who play. For your sports news, better come over here so. For your soccer news, then come over here so. If you don't love sports, still come over here so. For the day done, you are gonna love over here so.
So when it comes on to behavior concerning football, Jamaica is decent. I am sure that if we can get all of these things done, set in place by the end of April, it gives us enough time before the World Cup campaign. Not afraid of no Brazil, no Argentina with these crapper players. We are good enough. Remember, like, subscribe, share. Listen, comment, let me know what your thoughts are. Alright, greetings, good afternoon, welcome to I Am Sure Sports. I'm your host, Mannings Man. I am here with the great Rudolph Speed, the one who got beaten by Dumbo Holden in his recent game. But we're not going to talk about that, you know. The Galacticos, as you would call them, defeated his Cavaliers team in the last round of JPL fixtures. But yeah, man, good to have you, Mr. Speed. Welcome to I Am Sure Sports. Again, sir, always good to have you on the platform.
Well, thank you. Just to say, 69% possession and still lose. It's rough, but so.
And I'm telling you, you know, I got some transfer update today, you know, that we may be seeing. I know you're going to be playing this team, so look out. You may be seeing a brand new 11 or close to a new 11 from a particular team on Mullines Road. I heard through the grapevine that a Carrick Stewart from Harbourview has joined the ranks. McQueen Aldridge has joined the ranks. And Jaheim Paris from Edwin Allen has joined the ranks there also from Duane Park. And McQueen Aldridge is a Kingston technical standout. Played for Bulby, I think, and Harbourview KC guy Stewart. And, you know, they got back a Roshan Farquharson. I think Farquharson or Frankison. And I mean, couple of other players that they have out there. So look out, you know, because Mullines is making moves.
Yeah, he's my friend them, so I got up the year. You know, so we have some new signing too. So we'll see.
Yeah. We get all other persons from outside of the out of Caribbean. I think Antigua.
Yeah, we have Antiguan that is here, and we have gotten his transfer. So
okay.
Young Calvin, so he'll be in action.
What's his name? Calvin Young?
No, Calvin is his last name. Can't remember his first name. Kind of hard to pronounce. I don't want to. And
okay.
Then we have Christopher Pearson, who will make his debut this year.
Christopher Pearson. Yeah. Listen, I hope you're not planning on. I hope that Antigua is not in the Antigua under 20 team and coming here to play to go back to Antigua to tell them things because we're playing Antigua in the under 20s. So,
as a matter of fact, he has two passports. He has both a Jamaican and an Antiguan passport.
Oh, so he could play for Jamaica?
Yes.
Oh, that sounds like good news. Let's see, man. You know, how he'll apply himself in the Premier League as well. But also good news for the JPL, Mr. Speed. I hear that the games will be played at Sabina Park and that people can just turn up with their vaccination card and an ID and pay.
Vaccination card, ID, and the entry fee. Don't forget the entry fee.
Yeah, and your $1,000 for the regular stands and $1,200 for the George Ellis stand, I believe.
No. It's $1,000 for no. We're not using the George Ellis stand. We're using
Kingston Cricket Club.
And we're using the Mount. So those are the two places you're going to be at.
Okay, and wherever you go is $1,000.
It's $1,000. Yes.
All right, you hear that, people? $1,000. Just bring your vaccination card and your ID. You have to listen. No jump fence. no beg a blind, bring your $1,000 and support the league. All of you people have been talking. We need to play on grass. Spectators need to be allowed. Make sure you turn up at Sabina Park and flood the venue so the sponsors and the teams can make some money. All right.
Yeah. And once you flood the venue, the next time now we open up the big stands and come early, you know.
Yeah. So, and the games are still the same time, of course. That is why you need to come out so they can earn some money.
The games are no. The first game is at 3. So, you know, the players not going to be complaining about the 1 o'clock sun again. And the second game is at 5. So it's a double header for your $1,000. 3 and 5. We even under lights for part of the time. So you want to understand what is happening.
There you go. Wonderful.
And the first day is the top of the table clash.
The first top of the table clash?
Yeah.
No, man, the top of the table clash no gone with Waterhouse and Mount Pleasant.
No, Arnett Waterhouse and Mount Pleasant have 17 points.
17 points. Oh, yes. Oh, so Arnett Garden plays against Waterhouse.
Or is it Mount Pleasant?
Or is Mount Pleasant?
I'm not sure. One of them. I can check it for you and get back to you. But yeah, that one is a top of the. I think it's Mount Pleasant they play against. Top of the table clash.
Yeah, we can get that easy. Yeah. Whoa. Interesting times ahead. So let's look at the matches. Yeah, Mount Pleasant leading by goal difference. Yeah. Well, that's not a lot to write home about anyways. But we have some bigger matters to talk about. Yeah, Arnett versus Mount Pleasant, Fresh God. Yeah. So 3:15 and 5 o'clock tomorrow, 3:15, 5 o'clock on Monday, and 3:15 and 5 o'clock on Sunday as well. So all 3 days, 3:15 and 5 o'clock. So please, people, go out and support the league. All right?
So Saturday, go shopping at the supermarket, at the market, then you come and match. Sunday, have your Sunday dinner, then you walk over. Monday, just beg boss a little time off from work and rush over. Easy like that.
Yeah, boy, Mr. Speedy, man, them know your business. A man say you buy a youth from Edwin Allen, man.
Yeah, me just get him transferred to them. Can't play Monday.
Oh. All right. So things going on. And Christopher Pearson, I hear, is a name out there.
Oh, he's playing on Monday, definitely.
All right, people, you hear that. Go and watch some of the schoolboys and things. But, you know, we're going to get back to some of those transfer news, Mr. Speed. But I want you to talk. I want to give you some time today to talk. A lot has been said about money in football and all of that and the plight of the clubs and things. And today I want you to kind of lead a discussion or lead a conversation about how to move the football from its present state, right, where it is not self-sustaining. One, the clubs are not making any profit. In fact, I think most persons who operate clubs are probably losing more money than they are earning. All right. Players are not being paid sufficiently. I was speaking to one particular club that said they had to release players. And one of the reasons why they are looking at younger players is that the older players, I tell them about baby mother. I tell them about baby different from them baby mother, that them are run a local shop and them have to help. And so the clubs are getting rid of some of the older players because once a man take on certain responsibility, he needs more money. The club's not making any money. The players want money. So I want you to talk to us about things that needs to be done to put the football into more of a business venture and not just a social intervention project in communities.
Right. So I want to approach it from a macro level because a lot of the time the conversation is too micro, where somebody's just talking about, you know, a one person and a one person benefit. And we have too much of that going on. People just talking about their son and their nephew and their cousin and their auntie and their brother. And because of that is why we have no progression. So let me just talk. I want to approach it from macro. In Jamaica, sports is not taken seriously by anyone. business people. They help as much as they can, but they don't look at business people don't look at sports as a business. Neither is the government looking at sports as a business. No, it's not any particular government. So anybody want to come start talk about politics, just forget it. I'm just talking about overall. And of course, there has been some politicians that like sports more. Thing about politician and sports is that every single politician that pays sports a lot of attention in their constituency, they win by bigger margin every election. So I don't understand why all of them don't understand say sports is such a very good media to do whatever they want to do. But sports in Jamaica is not taken seriously, right? For the world, sports is 1% of gross domestic product in the world. So in smaller countries, like Jamaica, we don't even list sports as as one of the industries. We don't even list it, right? So I think in Jamaica, sports could easily become 5% because of what we have naturally with our physical attributes that we have, right? If we put something in the UK,
You're saying that sports could become a 5% of the GDP.
yes, easy. I think
Easy
so.
in Jamaica, that is.
In Jamaica,
but globally, it is 1% of GDP.
It is 1%. But based on our natural resources, I mean, entertainment is a different argument, which is the same thing I'm seeing for it. But I'm not into entertainment today. That is even bigger than sports if we're serious about it. So in the UK, sports create 1 million jobs. Just to give you an idea, in the UK, 1 million jobs, right? And they contribute 24 billion. It is larger in the UK than agriculture, forestry, and fishing industries. Sports is larger than those industries. It look like that wouldn't be a fact, but it is. Just to give you an idea. Now, for professional sports, here's the creation of new jobs. Right? Jamaica only have one professional league, and it's football. Well, it's not even professional, it's semi-professional. It increased customer spending. Because you know, if you got a match, you buy clothes, you got a match, you buy food, you take the bus. It increased customer spending. It increased in certain market segments, you have, as I said, gears, whatever. And it increased tax revenues, right? So government have more money to spend on other, to spend on social amenities, etc., and all other things. So we kind of approach sports kind of backward. The government itself hasn't invested enough resources in sporting facilities. So, for instance, we don't have one good indoor facility. Yes, people are going to say we have one at the stadium or two. That's fine, but you can't go in there. The cost is just too much. It's not like in other countries, you could just book the spot and you first come, first serve when you get it to use. Our facilities are concentrated too in one area. So all those top quality people from the rural area don't get a chance to use these facilities. So some of them just get turned off, don't even bother people who are a very good sports person. So sports in most cities overseas, if you notice, whenever a professional sports want to come in their city, they welcome it because it stimulates economic growth. It foreign investment. Even though there's a foreign person wants to supply our gears, that's a foreign investment. We'll actually get money each year. New money comes in the scheme, and there's the introduction of future money. Because as soon as you go overseas and start talking to somebody about Jamaica and sports and so, there is a possibility that the person might decide to come and invest in Jamaica. So there is no downside. But the biggest problem we have is that, we don't have like a minister of sports. So the person is focused on sports alone. So basically, we're not focusing. So you have some people.
We do have a minister of sports, but it is not exclusive. The ministry is not exclusive to sports.
Not exclusive to sports. It is intermingled with three other things.
Culture and entertainment, I think.
So you can say, So in Jamaica, though, there was an effort to build our sports product. So there was an introduction for tax on gambling. Remember when the people put the gambling Jamaica to
right, to tax gambling, and that money goes into the chase fund.
Right, but initially, the government had said all that money should go to sports, all of the money.
Okay.
So eventually, the chase fund was formed, and some smart person decided that this money, sports must get 40% of the money.
And the chase fund is for is it culture?
Culture, health, arts, sports, and education.
Education, okay.
We even have education tax already, so I don't even understand why they take the money. Education is a good cause, don't get me wrong. But I'm just saying, they probably should just increase that education tax that them have and leave the money to go to sports. So once that happens in sports, with that money, the money just get diluted. It can't do nothing again because they have to use that 40% to go to cover about 44 different sports. I don't even know it's so much, but there's a lot of sports.
Okay, so of all the money that goes into the chase fund, 40% goes to sports.
Yes.
And then that 40% is dispersed to all the sporting disciplines, basically.
Yes, in Jamaica.
Okay,
yes.
Okay, I see what you mean. So only 40%
they get a share.
So let's use numbers. If $100 goes into the chase fund, $40 goes to sports. And that is probably divided over 10 different sporting disciplines.
Not 10, I'm much more, like 40 or 30. Every sport you can think of, take a little piece of it. Which is commendable, because you have to help everybody. But the biggest problem we have is that whosoever did it should have realized that 40% just too small for really progress the sport. How would I like it for progress? That's my point.
Yeah.
The money should have stayed, all of that money should have gone to sports. Now, that money is billions of dollars, right? Billions of dollars. So you'd have hoped that those money would have been used to build facilities so all the people in Jamaica can enjoy them. We can pick up talent from everywhere and progress them. When I go to Sweden, in Gothenburg alone, there was 100 fields in there. 100 football fields in that one city, and you didn't have to own it. You could just borrow it whenever you want.
Or lease it.
Yeah, but it's mostly just borrow.
Yeah, but what about? I mean, let me just, because I'm going to let you continue. What about those persons who would say, well, but money was used from the chase fund to build the Trillon, the multi-purpose stadium, and look what has happened to it. Money was used to build the Sligoville Stadium. Look what has happened to it. So
who says the chase fund build that?
Is it that we're building in the wrong places?
No, but who says the chase fund build those? I don't think so. It's not. It's not.
Okay. So
but I'm saying,
saying,
if it wasn't 40% and we'd have the whole 100%, it would have been better. That's all I'm saying. That's the point I'm making. Now, somebody can say, I'm greedy, but that's fine. The purpose that it was built for first was somebody recognized that sport was important and we should invest in it.
Okay, so let me help for those persons who don't understand. The original tax on gambling was initially charged for that money to go towards sports. At some point, a decision was made to spread it over 5 things: culture, health, arts, sports, and education. And so now whatever the disbursement is, whatever the tax accumulates to, sports, not football, sports gets 40%. And that 40% is divided. We don't know if equally, we don't know what percentage.
No, it's not equally.
Right. To all the sporting disciplines across Jamaica. Your suggestion is, if this 100% was there, then it could be used for building facilities.
Investing in sports.
Investing in sport, especially facilities. Yes. Stadiums for track and field, or for football, or building. Okay.
And create an environment so we could have more professional sports. Because if you had indoor places to play volleyball, then they could have a professional volleyball league, or a professional cricket league, or a professional netball league, because you would have facilities that people could pay to come in and watch the game. People would sell stuff all over Jamaica because it would, and that is how you build, build our capacity in sports. And I'm sure we would be much better, at least 25 to 50% better in every single sport in the world if we had those facilities. I'm sure.
Okay. Because a lot of people, like I was having this discussion last week, and some persons were saying, like, even in England, for many, many years, England had the same issue until billionaires came in, bought Liverpool. The billionaires came in, bought Chelsea. Billionaires came in, bought City. And that is what changed the landscape of English football. Same thing in Paris. But the question then is, how do you get those kind of person to invest in it if you say like the infrastructure is not already in place? Should it be then that government go ahead, put in the infrastructure knowing that it will pull investors, or do they try to attract investors to put in the infrastructure?
I think it's government responsibility to put the infrastructure in place. It's their citizens.
Okay.
First. Of course, you can build better ones eventually, but I'm saying first it should be that recognition that sports is that important to the country.
Yeah. I see. Let me just take a couple of comments because I wanted to pick up on this point. I see a team manager here said that he need to speak with you urgently, and he's asking me to hurry up the show because he need to speak with you. Which player are you trying to purchase, sir? Sure. We discuss important matters. But Boris Johnson says the thinking need to change in terms of our stakeholders. We need to understand the sport is growing and it is not going to stop and wait for us. Either we catch up or continue to be left behind, I suppose. But continue. Yeah.
Right. So one of the biggest other problem that we suffer from is, and I'm going to carry it back to reality later, is we don't have enough capacity in Jamaica. So like all Boris now gone and USA gone, like, who is such a good coach, right? So we're not building capacity in Jamaica. We're not investing in things that matters. Like, well, we started coaching now, but we needed to have top managers, people who understand how to manage professional business. A lot of the people who are running these
clubs,
sports institutions, don't understand that the measure of your success is what your top league look like, whether it's football, cricket, netball, whatever. The measure of your success of any national association is what your top league look like. So if they don't start to think like that, to get it professional, we still will have problems in the country. So for instance, in football, one of the main things that we recognize, and we can stick to football more, but it applies for all sport. For 47 years, we were running something called National League, Premier, whatever name we want to call it. You know, we call it all by different names.
Yeah, it was a Crevenier Premier League.
Whatever. A National League, whatever.
National League.
But it's the first time we look like we're going somewhere with it. It gets much more professional with the introduction of business people, which you're quite right to say. Independent directors, people who are not just sports, either one football club is in there running it, like Distance, Nadani Chung, Christopher Williams. They made a big effort. And you can see the changes now. Our Premier League is the envy of the Caribbean. No, it's not perfect. It have a far way to go, but you can understand the type of thinking that needs to happen. It's the first year there was an AGM, public AGM. Financial statements was put down so people can see the money spent there. It was just so refreshing for all that to happen. The first time in a 47 years, right? But the JFF actually realized that they need to do something to help the sport, and they started there. The Women's Premier League is coming on board. But one of the more pressing matter is that you have to look on things from a macro level. So, based on my check, only 10 clubs in Jamaica Football Club has ever sold a player overseas. Only 10. Now, a club will spend between 20 and 30 million dollars each year, Jamaican dollars, right? Some
20 to 30 million dollars a club spend each year for their football program at the Premier League level.
Yeah, between 20 and 30. That are the normal club.
Okay, that's including salaries, equipment,
Right.
all of those things. 20 to 30 million dollars per season.
Yes.
All right.
But you have some club that spend $50 million
Okay.
for the
Okay.
season. Like the
So we can work with 20 million as minimum, 50
20 million
million.
of a poor club like Cavalier, man.
All right. So base level is 20 million. For
Please.
roof is 50 million. So between the range is between 20 to 50 million yearly a club will spend, depending on how they manage and what what is available to them. Okay.
Correct. A club revenue before this year, some club where them get real revenue from gate receipts, etc., could be like 5-6 million, right? From that is revenue source from football. They have other methods to get money, but it's not football.
Okay.
So you can see the deficit already. People have to go into them pockets, or they get a sponsor, which you might say is sponsor is a part of them revenue, but not really. Is the begging really? It's not the football generate that revenue, and they are able to survive. But a lot of people don't survive. A lot of persons who try to run club, and now we have 280 clubs in Jamaica that go in their pockets and spend millions and millions of them family money every single year. Every single year. Some of them get broke and destitute after a while. I'm serious. A lot of the clubs just disappear because financially they can't manage.
Is there any example of a club that just disappeared because of the same issue? So much money was being spent, like they played in the Premier League. I mean, I don't do you any name come readily to mind?
Yeah, but I prefer you call them, but in this Premier League.
Well, I mean, I know like there are clubs like White Horses, Mile Gully, the High Gates,
Swallowfield,
Swallow
Kingston Lion. So all of them try the professional thing, spend a lot of money and out. Violet Kickers.
Reno. I mean, all of these clubs have been there. Black Lions. I mean, okay.
Yeah, so there's like a million and a million more that you don't call. We have all played in the Premier League before, and where are they now? They run out of money. That's the thing. They run out.
You know what would be good though, Mr. Speed, if we could find out if in the last 20 years any club has posted profits.
The only clubs that would have ever posted profits some years would have been clubs who sold players in those years.
Okay.
Otherwise,
like Harborview.
Yeah. Well, like the 10 clubs that I talk about that I've known sold player for the 10 clubs that I've known sold player overseas, Harborview, Portmore, Tivoli, Waterhouse, Cavalier, Sporting Central, Whitestone, Montego Bay United. There's two more. I can't remember over there.
Mobile United, Harborview, Portmore, Tivoli, Waterhouse, Mobile United, Cavaliers. Arnett Guard never sell anybody overseas.
I don't know if they ever get money. Because a lot of people send players overseas, but they don't get any money. I could name other people who send players overseas, but they never get any money.
Okay.
But those I know would have gotten money. Someone.
Okay.
There's two more. I did have 10. So if you don't sell a player, you will never ever make a profit any year. It's impossible for it to happen. Not even if you win the prize money. So people have been spending their money all these years with no return. And the only way you get a return is if you So it is very important to clubs in Jamaica. This is what every Premier League club says, and this is how every Premier League club think, is that they need to get players on the national team so that they can expose these players to overseas markets so they can be sold. Because if you don't get the player on a national team, whether under 17, under 20, or a senior team, it's like winking at a woman in the dark. There's no spotlight on these players. Now we introduce a Premier League where you can see people start to see players from watching the Premier League because all the matches are televised. But before that, you were just in a dark pool. You don't know what is happening to the players. Nobody's seen them. Nobody wants to buy them. Because people don't buy off word of mouth. So that is the big play now for everybody to try to see if they can sell a player so they can get some money to break even.
Yeah. All right. So let's talk about that, because this will, you know, the football in public, not understanding the dynamics of your discussion, will see this as the Premier League club trying to get their players into the national team, even though they don't think, you know, they don't think that they are the best quality. So there is that mindset, though, that is the suggestion then to get all of these local players into the national team to get them exposure? Is that the best approach? What about the person? Yeah.
So let me go back to macro, because you see, if you ever go micro, which a lot of people can understand micro, they wouldn't understand. So we in the Premier League see the football, not just us in the Premier League, and the tier 2 that play professional football, see the football as an industry. And we had the same problem with bauxite, you know, because what we did, we export the raw material. We never add any value in Jamaica, so we sell it cheap. You get me yet? Bauxite, we used to export the raw material. We never turn it into any product here, you know. So we have to sell it cheap. So if you have a player in the Premier League and you know add no value to him, when you sell him cheap, the only person who's going to benefit from all of your labors is when the person overseas get your player and sell him on for a bigger money, then they make the profit. So for instance, for instance, I sell a player from Jamaica for $10,000 because in cheap.
That's basically 10,000 US is 1.6 million.
Yeah. So then him go and him do as good as
Shamar Nicholson is
sell for 9 million US.
Yeah, but you put on a sell-on clause for a next 10% of that.
But sometimes there's no sell-on clause because them smart. Remember, say this is not his first sale now. This is his third sale. So you would have no sell-on clause for that.
No, but what you have to do, though, wouldn't it be wise? Because I'm just thinking, right, that the clubs need to ensure that we can have a sell-on clause, because there are a couple of things. The markets that are going to take a Jamaican player are not going to be the biggest markets at first. For the most part, we're talking about mass. You may have a one talent. That moves to one of the big clubs, but generally they go to a small club and then transition probably to
right. What I want to show you though is the value-added approach.
The value-added approach. Go ahead.
Yes. So you're selling for 30,000, right? The next sale himself for 1.5 million, and the next sale himself for 9 million. That's what they report, right?
Yeah.
So even if you have a 10% sale-on clause, you get 30, then you get 150,000, so you get 180,000, right? The man who sell him first 1.5 will pay 30 fee, you know, in pure 180, so you get 1,320,000, right? And then the man who buy him for 9 million, selling for 9 million, would have end up get, you know, $7.7 million.
Yeah.
Which one of the countries benefit from the value added?
All right. So, hey, I'll tell you why this is a tough one. So, because the man who the second the second person, which is the person who buys him from you, is in a market. For example, say he's in USL. That is not a major money-making market. So he doesn't earn, he may be spending out in terms of salary a lot of money on the player. So when he sells the player, you do the deduction. He may not walk away with a major profit. He may have to put on a sell-on clause.
No.
Yeah.
Salaries for use of the player, man. That's not for capital value, added value. So,
Okay.
so just like we used to pay salary out here we can afford, we never check that. We just talk about the price, his price.
Yeah. So if in total the club in Jamaica get $180,000, say that the second club gets gets $1 million, and the third club gets 7. The truth is, the biggest beneficiaries are the final club.
Both, Talent, yes.
Right.
Yes.
However, in the marketplace, if you can get 5 players, because maybe this is what we need to look at. How do I get 5 players out at 100 until I produce like a Leon Bailey kind of talent that probably one big seal, or a Ricardo Gardner, Ricardo Fuller, Jermaine Johnson who left Jamaica, until I produce one of those? What if I can do 5 players in a season and have 180,000 each? That's
talent.
That's 700,000 in the league.
No, but talent don't talent. Where you get 5 players yourself and 1 club. Talent don't go like that. No, talent never like that. So the point I was trying to make is one of the reasons why the player, even if he have talent, him go so cheap, right? One of the reasons why if him go so cheap is because him value don't add it in a Jamaica. In other words, he wasn't playing in a league where people believe say up to standard.
Okay.
Him not get to play for the national team as frequent because other people are playing. So him value added don't go up. So I'm saying now, what this does for Jamaica is don't improve our professional league, because so if one of Jamaica was able to sell a player for 5 million, I'm sure they would build a stadium for themselves out of the money. You see the point? You see the point? I'm sure the team that the player comes from before would get training compensation, solidarity money, and even in some cases they would have a deal with the club that's selling, the selling club in Jamaica.
But didn't Tivoli get Jermaine Johnson and Ricardo Fuller out? And I think didn't Kemar Daly left from there as well? From
where?
From Tivoli.
No, Kemar, I don't think he left from Tivoli, but Jermaine Johnson and Fuller, yes.
Yeah, but all right. So that is the thing. So I would same thing with Harbour View. What happened to that?
No. That's not. Yeah. I don't want to talk micro like that. I'm just saying.
Okay.
If we are able to produce these players as a group and able to sell them overseas because they play in the national team and get seen, sell them for valuable money, then the football industry in Jamaica would grow exponentially. That's the point I'm trying to make. Because everybody would have more money. Everybody would have more money to invest back in their youth program, invest in their club, and invest in progress in the players. And eventually the league would become a better one. That's the macro position I'm taking.
All right. Well, I agree. Listen, here's where you and I are on the same page. The best local players, and whichever team they are at, whichever level they are at, if they are playing good enough, they must be given equal opportunity to be in the national setup, whether under 17, because that will help with the macro development of the league.
Of the industry.
The industry.
Yeah.
Right? Because if you can do that. But when I look at the recent market, like there's a couple of things that are puzzling that we need to fix, though, I think, before we can get to that place. I'm going to tell you why, Mr. Speed. We just had Jaden White coming back from a trial, Shaquille Bradford coming back from a trial. I mean, like too many of our players, let me put it this way, come back from trials. Either And we don't know why. Maybe the clubs that they went to couldn't afford them, because that is one reason. Maybe they were not good enough. That could be one reason. Or maybe what was demanded in terms of to leave Jamaica to that club could be another reason. All right?
No, that's not the reason for somebody who's in it.
Huh?
That's not the reason. Our industry is not developed enough for persons to just buy our players upfront. So a lot of other countries, because the league is developed and people believe that the league is of reasonable quality, they don't ask the players to come and trial. They come and they scout, they come out here and they look and they buy them. Our country is still in the trial stage where people are telling you to come on trials. And then the coach, for whatever reason, because he would have a book with 101 boxes for tick, and you don't tick all the boxes, and he don't bother with you.
Okay. So here Duclan saying, I think it has to start with the league upgrading itself to be finally professional.
Yes. But how you get there is either the chicken or the egg.
What is it? All right. So this is, and I think this is the dilemma we need to solve today. Because I agree with you that players need to be sold, they need to be exposed, they can be sold so that the clubs can have money.
Yes.
What Duclan is saying though is that if the league not professional, the players are not going to be good enough to be sold for the clubs to get money. So which one come first?
And that's exactly why I say it's a chicken and egg situation. And that is why, see, some people don't understand that macro development, that there is a move afoot now to get some IPOs for some clubs, professional clubs. So people can have access to more money to be able to develop players properly. You know of that move afoot, right?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Yeah, we have been approached. So we have been approached, right?
Okay. The comments
but we will never have a player value $1 million if him not playing in a national team. Who understand that?
Okay. So what you're saying is that if the local player can't get into the national team, the value of that player goes down drastically.
Are them asking to come on trials?
Are they asking him to come on trial?
All right. Send him back.
But here's the thing though. But aren't we also, Mr. Speed, if we took that approach and say, listen, let's put this player, say let's work with this idea, this business model. Let's put this player in the senior team as an example, so that he can be exposed. Let me I'm just going to pull a name out the box. I'm going to use
disassociating myself from that statement, but continue.
No, right. So let's use, I am, this is not Mr. Speed. This is hypothetically speaking, given the discussion that we are having. So I say, listen, Mr. Speed, Mr. Slow, can you call up Alwyn Harvey? He looks good in the league, but he needs to play in the national team, get the exposure so his value can go up. All right? If that is done, we also stand the risk of Alwyn Harvey being in the team at the expense of somebody who is better than him. So exposure is good, but exposure should never replace quality. In other words, you must be the best quality for you to be exposed. We're not exposing you for you to become quality.
Right.
So that is the balance that we have to strike.
So your way of how you suggest it happen, it cannot happen like that.
Okay.
But we have long known that all over the world, persons use regulations to guide development. Agree? They use regulations to guide development. Even though there's something on the table for the Caribbean Premier League, right? Where they are saying, because Jamaica is ahead of most people, right? Then what Jamaica should do is take players from the Caribbean. You heard of that ploy?
Yeah, I heard about it, yeah.
Right? They are willing to give us money in Jamaica to take Caribbean players from smaller islands.
Yeah.
So every island will be able to develop their players in Jamaica, the small islands that don't have a professional league. Now, so what they are saying is, listen, so everybody talk about this quota system. They are saying, Jamaica, you have 30 players on your roster, give me 9 space. You see, quota, I may give you 200,000 US.
No, that's not a quota.
Is what?
No, man. That's not a quota. That's a completely different thing from a quota. No, Mr. Smith, you can't get me for the one. That is not a quota.
So the 9 people, so I'm only be allowed to pick 21 Jamaicans.
No. You can still pick 30 Jamaican.
You're not getting no money.
Yeah, exactly. But you can make money the other way. That is different.
You're not getting no money. So who's going to not take that money? I don't know madman in Jamaica that run a club that will not take that money. Because that 200,000 is what? 30 million. That's your whole budget for you there.
Yeah, but I am saying if say let's you say St. Lucia, Nevis, St. Kitts, Grenada came to my club and said, listen, management, we will send, if you can give us, use your number, 9 roster spots, we will give you 400,000 US to run your club. I still have the option of saying no.
Do you?
Of course.
Where you get money from?
Where I get money from to run the club? This is where now I agree with like Rob Simmet. Rob Simmet is saying that if there is improved development, there'll be an improved league, and that will be an equal and improved transfer fee. Now, a next club can say, listen, yeah, man, I will give up the 9 roster spots, But Mount Pleasant may not need to do that because the business module at Mount Pleasant may be different. They may have other ways of getting it. Suppose Mount Pleasant, for example, have a way of bringing a player into Europe using an agent. They could easily say, listen, let's take this means instead of taking this money because we don't want to deprive 9 other youths. But other clubs can take that option. So that is what I'm saying. It's not a quota. It is an opportunity. The quota thing is when you say, listen, only this amount.
Only 21 players can be Jamaican. What is that?
If you do that, if you put a rule in place saying that only 21 players on your team in the Premier League can be Jamaican, and that's a JPL rule, I think that would become problematic. You're running the clubs.
No. We have a rule in the JPL that says you must register 8 players under 21. No.
Yeah.
So that's what is that? That's a rule. Because we decide to use that rule to guide development, to force the clubs to play young players, to put young players in the roster and train them. They might not play, but they'll be training in the Premier League team.
All right. So I have some very interesting comment. So let me what I hear what you're saying, But you see this quota thing, let me tell you what, this quota thing is because here's what I believe. I believe, this is what I honestly believe. I believe that there are players in Jamaica, like at the under 17, under 20, and even under 23 level. Here's what I believe, that wherever we get players from, we're going to have, at least, we have good enough players that it is possible that the majority will still be local players at the junior levels. It is at the senior level I think we have the problem. I think we all agree with that, Mr. Speed, that it is not the junior level. In other words, I think if you bring some youth from the States and some youth from England to go up against the Christopher Pearson and the Barclays and the Gregory Cousins and the Richard Henry, I think some of the guys out here, they are good enough. I personally think so, right? They are good enough to still cement their place in the thing. Here's my idea, though, that I'd run. I think the more the country gets to a World Cup, it is the greater the country gets exposed and is seen as a footballing nation. For example, if we qualify for the U20 World Cup and we qualify for our next female World Cup, and then you understand me, we qualify for the under 17, we get knocked out of the under 17
Well,
and stuff.
I have to stop it here, man.
Yeah.
Man, because we qualify for 5 World Cup already.
Yeah.
So I never help without people see us. So don't say that.
Yeah, man. Listen,
Man,
during that time,
we qualify for 5 World Cup already.
And during that time, Jamaica had the most players going overseas from Jamaica.
Yeah,
Can give you some names.
Sure, because now we get players going overseas that don't make the national team now a lot.
Yeah,
I'm not sure you're correct.
Yeah,
I'm not sure you're correct.
Let me tell you why. The players that were moving. Remember what I'm saying, you know, without agents, we had players moving. Keith Kelly,
No, man, they are the agents, man. Where you get that from?
Oh well, Keith Kelly, Sean Fraser. You had the Claude Davis, you had the Stu Pease, you had all of these guys that were leaving Jamaica during that qualification time. I could
go back macro now.
All right, go back macro.
Yeah. Because when you go macro, you know. So anyway, you have some more comments.
Let me give you some of the comments them so you can respond. Let me just let you do the talking and me do the listen. So why we can't get back these quality players, why speed, and then
right. So what happened is all the clubs now to survive, majority of even the Premier League clubs, they don't have a youth program because they cannot afford it, because them just try survive the staying at the Premier League. That's all they spend their money on, trying not to get relegated instead of trying to develop, right? And that is one of the biggest problems. So let me just come back macro again.
Listen to this from Miss. I think Duckland says Mannings, Craig got Leon into big clubs, including EPL, without being in the national team.
Yeah, but Mr. Stennett, you have to realize that Craig had Leon registered as he was overseas. He was an overseas European player, basically. That's what he have talent, but he was basically a European player.
Yeah.
And local player.
Yeah, and then this is a suggestion we have had, Mr. Speed. Could we find a way of partnering? I remember when I had Alfredo Montesa.
No, but we're doing this now. We have 27 B license coach and we have 6 or 8. We're doing this now.
No man. What he's suggesting is what I've said. Why can't we get because Alfredo Montesa said that they were willing to facilitate coaches from Jamaica.
Brother,
man. Just
hold on, man. Who want to go Europe? The best coaches there, not.
Yeah, man. That's what I said. Are Europe is your?
He's saying that no. I don't know if it's true. He's saying that no. He's only saying that no. During their years, who progressed when all these Brazilians was here? Who progressed? Like nobody. So he's saying that no. I don't know if it's true.
Okay.
I'm saying that what we doing now is we try to get the coaches them educated in Jamaica. We have the D license and we have C and we have B. We have 27B. That's what we're doing. That's our plan. We don't know if what them saying. Everybody, at Monday morning become a quarterback. We know what we're doing. I can't tell what they were doing and who tell them no. Right? Whoever tell them no probably died already and gone. So that can't help us. We could go forward.
All right. So you continue.
Sean, you're right. We need better local coaches, and we determine that is how we have to build capacity. So in Jamaica, we use the word build capacity to add value.
Boris Johnson agrees with you. He says Jamaica won't get a good value. Glad Mr. Speed understand what is taking place. So
yes, we now get no money. So if a man asks me, for instance, me have a baller where a man see a baller.
Say Richard King. Somebody approach you for Richard King.
Right.
Yeah.
The first thing a man look and say, who coach Richard King? And then when you look and see my license now and D license, he must say, but Jesus Christ, the boy don't know nothing because the D license coach probably wouldn't know anything at all to tell him. So when you look and see a pro license coach coaching like a Paula, he might say, we can him at a certain level because a pro license coach are coaching. So all of these capacity, we have to build them. So people don't understand, say, you need to build capacity so people can start. So it's like a Belgium kid. Nobody now come tell a Belgium kid to come on trial. Are the number 1 team in the world, them coaching education at top in the world. So people just say, him get coached properly. A German kid, same thing.
Okay.
That mean him better than a Jamaican kid. But him know stuff a Jamaican kid don't know.
Okay, I see what I mean. So you're saying that even the fact that our coaching license is so low, obviously when somebody says, where you coming from? The Costa Cup, Manning Cup.
Yeah.
You have to go on trial because you're going to be competing against a guy, you're saying, who is coming from Belgium, who has gone through a Europe, UEFA pro license coach.
Yeah.
So they're going to trust that development more than the guy coming from out of the Costa Cup from a B license coach or a C license coach.
Or even if him come from Premier League.
Or
and
Premier
you say,
League.
You scored 20 goals in the Premier League and
And they
40
say,
in a
who
Manning
was
Cup.
your coach? And they said, the man, what is his qualification?
Yeah.
Level 2.
Well, them all Google him and see. Also, what happened is while a coach we more buy you know if you play on a national team because you know you're playing against. So you play against US. And you see a performance against US and Costa Rica and Mexico. It's easy for him say, okay, he might have a standard. While if him see you play against Portmore above you or Cavalier, he must say, but we don't know about anyone.
Yeah.
You see the point? You see where I go?
But yeah, listen, but what I want to do now is how does this work in a national team? Like, how do you know? For example, Kaim Paris is a right-sided winger. And you have a CFAS from Arnett Garden, right? You know, the Arnett Garden says, listen, hey, this guy needs to get exposure. But you have a Karim Paris who is playing in a higher league than him and making waves. Could we put ourselves in a position where a Kaim Paris get deprived of playing because we want to expose a CFAS? I think that is what we want to run from. And that is what you need to clarify.
But that was never part of my intention, you know.
Okay, that is what I want, because I think people are thinking.
That's never part of my intention.
Yes, I want you to make sure you clarify that.
Because, so let me explain. You see, these things are not hard to understand if people don't think micro, think macro.
Yeah.
Most top teams have two national teams. They have the killer team, where when they come to kill the team that they all call, and they have a development team. You see, USA use it beautifully.
Yeah, USA, right. USA had an A team and a development team. Yeah.
And a development team. So they know which games to play the development team, and they know which games to play the killer team. The team where them when they come to kill other team that they all play. So that is how we develop the other quarter players who would be number 3 and number 4 in your country. But if you do, and then you look and see how they progress. And if you progress good enough, you them go on the team where is it you want to play all the time. So all I'm saying, it takes years, but if over the years, all 12 clubs in Jamaica was able to produce one player, let me just put it that way, and himself for $1 million, then everybody could know. Well, some might not do it because someone might take the money, right? But some clubs who greedy and want to make more money might decide to say, look here, now me have money to invest in my under 13 and my under 15. In the hope that I'm going to produce one more of those in every 5 years, I produce one of those. And that's how you're going to find at club by a bus, you see standard raise. Then you see academy start run, the standard raise, people fix them field, the standard raise, and then that's how the league developed to become what it is, just like the English Premier League. It takes time, but you have to have a clear policy in place. Not everybody around come say grandson and his son and then that have to play for Jamaica because they come from Jamaica. There's an obligation for the JFF to be able to improve its stock of everything that he has in Jamaica stakeholders around the football. Improve the coaches, improve the manager, improve the players that are here so our industry in Jamaica can improve. Look, it's a business.
And everybody agree with that. Everybody agree.
No, everybody doesn't. Everybody doesn't.
No.
Them want to do improvement to come out as stone. Them don't.
No.
If you hear them argue, them don't. What they must say to me, what they must say, JFF, every time they can Harry who want to come at trials pay them fear. Really? Or that make any sense? Every time they can Harry who on a birth paper and passport, you go lucky. Them not saying that. And then son and then grandson and everybody here are quarreling now. Somebody for them they want to play for Jamaica and not get. If you ever hear them cleanly, So they're not thinking about Jamaica as a country who needs, as a whole, to lift the product macro. They only think about some like a micro. But we have to think about macro. How we are get the league better, which we have started. How we are get better players in the league, which we put a pathway. We say, listen, you have to register 8 players below 21, because we have make sure so you bring the talent, right? So put a pathway. And now we're in discussion, and we agree with the Caribbean League, because again, we see a next jump for us. Because once you have Caribbean League, you know, and the whole of CONCACAF seat and the world of cities on TV, then we will get people you're exposed. We have Instat, man can sit down on him Instat and say, all right, let me see Stenet now. Let me see where Stenet are going with. Stenet pass completion rate 80%, Stenet tackling rate 65%, Stenet here I'll do it in with 90%. Man can say, hold on. Yeah. Something that go on there, so and then in you know, and then me tell him, say, hey, remember say we have Shamanicals in Paris. And him say, really? And Leon Bill, and he say, really? So something there, so and him sit down and him watch the videos and him watch everything. And then that is how our league will start get better. Macro. We never say a Cavalier player, Abbeville player, Arnett player, macro. If we sell 10 players every year, we league
all right. All right. So here's where the issue is now. I think I mean, let me say it this way. I would want to believe that Jamaicans, the footballing fan, want to see the league develop. We may have different ideas that we need to merge, but I think want to see the league develop and the teams do well. All right. What people want to make sure is this, that in an effort to expose players, we don't eliminate the better players and also the opportunities for us to qualify for World Cup. And here's why, Mr. And I'm not saying this is you, you know, but I can give you a good example. I have a perfect example. I have a young lady who next week is going to leave to go to Barcelona for Barcelona senior team, who is 16-year-old, who the USA now, father sent me the letter, just invited her because they had told him initially that she wants to represent Jamaica. All right? Right. So she's going to be going to Barcelona next week. All right? Just listen to me. This is not you, so I'm using this example. All right? But this same little girl couldn't make Jamaica's team. All right? So my question is, as long as people know that quality will not be put aside at the expense of exposure, I think people will be okay. I think the issue people have is that they think there will be a deliberate attempt to put quality aside at the expense of exposing a youngster. And I think if the people can be clear, the fans out there can be clear that is not the motive. What the idea is listen, we have to find a way, and I agree with you. We have to find a way for capacity building of the league. We have to find a way. I like the idea you initially had, you know, where you said, listen, every nation, well, most nations that I know, they have, like I said, the killer team, the top team, but there must always be a developmental team. So, for example, Jamaica is going to play like, Jamaica.
Bonnier.
I don't know that. I don't know that I need to call Kaim Paris and I need to call Shamar Nicholson and Leon Bailey and Mikel. No.
Well, if we need to call them, something wrong.
Exactly. Therefore, I think we should have players that we are working with. Maybe in the USL, some of them, I don't know, but majority probably where the coach is spending time with them, like Rene Simoes used to do. I think most Jamaicans agree with that. But when you're going like you're going to play now the Gold Cup, some of those players are going to develop like a Richard King, and he may make the killer team, but he's getting exposure in some of the stuff. And let me give a Christopher Pearson may eventually break into it, as Rene Simoes was doing, where the Ricardo Gardner, the Fabian Davis broke out of the under 23 into the senior team. That's what we want to see. I think though, and I don't know if because you made that one statement, and this is the unfortunate thing, position you are in. You see, because you initially made a statement about a quota system, every time you speak and try to explain it, even though I get it, people are still of the impression that what you're doing is saying, even if the player is better than
I never said. I was very clear. I said the player have to be noticeable better. I never say him. I said that. Look here.
That is why I wanted to
One
talk.
of the thing with Jamaicans, they say, they are the quickest person to call people thief and liar and all that stuff. And when I come and tell you the truth, you have a problem with me tell you. Don't have a problem with me. I tell you the truth. I tell you I'm not paying your fare for come at trials. I tell you I'm not looking at your passport. I'm tell you say, look here, you have to be better than the Jamaican player here for me to agree that I don't pick no team, but me just tell you say that is my personal opinion. Say you have to be better than the player for you to come from overseas.
So I want people to understand that. There you go. So what they are saying is that, listen, because here's where now, here's my thing.
So before you go there, so little while, me just get the report from CONCACAF.
Yeah.
About the 41 members countries, right, where they are in their development, etc. Right. So, like me talk out of here. These are reports that people sit down and do. And me get 2 years. Me get the year before I became the chairman of the technical committee and see where we were. Rank number 1 and like out of 5, rank all 2 in some items and 1.5. And we get the new one now, right? So the countries that actually rank high are the Mexico and the US and the Costa Rica. And they are the ones
in terms of the league.
Everything. Leagues,
so
women development.
Where are we ranked?
No. There's 5 different categories. They rank like your Premier League, your top league in your country. They rank the women's league, they rank the youths, where you do the youths, and them rank your club them structure, and they rank your administration. So they rank them. So they mark you out of 5, right? I don't get to look where we are yet. You just see our marks. It's just our marks I was looking at, right? So what happened is not a rocket science. The countries that have the better Premier League and the better youth development leagues and all of those things, them are gonna World Cup every time. So we can stay there, believe so we can reach there upon ice. We just go by luck every time and try to reach there and don't put in the groundwork and see what happened to us. Let me ask you a question, man. How many countries that have a population of more than 1 million use more players that are born outside of the country in any football team? Answer me that question.
How many countries with a population of under 2 million?
More than 1 million, because I know the small countries, 100,000, they use more expatriates than more people will come from outside the country and will come from inside. But how many countries with a population of more than, let me not put 1 million, let me put 3 million.
You're talking like born, because you have many, like you have nations where most of the players play outside of their.
No. Born. In the country. Tell me which country have a population of more than 3 million. Now when you see their national teams playing, them have more people who born outside of the country than were born inside of it.
Honestly, I would have to check that. But I see people putting up names, but I don't know.
Like who? Give me a name.
I don't know, but I can't.
No, give me a name. Give me a name.
Somebody say Algeria, Senegal, Comoros, Ireland.
I never said the people. I never said.
I don't know.
They misunderstand the question, so it's all
right. So repeat the question for them again, because.
And you know something? I'm going to make a question harder. How many countries with population of more than 3 million that when they are, I remember said top countries, because me don't want to call some country we never heard of, right? Top countries. As a matter of fact, what our ultimate aim is to win the World Cup 1 year. Man, you think we can ever win the World Cup?
If we can win the World Cup?
Yeah, like a football World Cup.
I don't think that's going to happen in my lifetime.
So why Mexico come second and couldn't defeat us in our qualifiers.
Or Brain Drain said he answered the question. He said he answered under the question. He says very few.
Right. Very, very few. But none of those few are countries that win the World Cup. You agree?
Yeah.
None of those few are countries that actually win a World Cup.
Yeah.
So if our thing is to just go a World Cup or we're going to try win a World Cup eventually, me believe that we can win World Cup. That's what I believe. If Mexico, the last under 20 game where Mexico couldn't defeat us, it's goal difference and got through by they came second in the World Cup, second.
Yeah, that
why we selling ourselves short so we can't win a World Cup? Maybe
well,
never seen a World Cup.
I didn't say we can't win it, and I just say I don't think that's going to happen in my lifetime.
Well, you might be surprised.
I don't think that's in my lifetime. I would rather be surprised than hold on to hope that is going to happen.
So the point I'm making.
We can qualify.
Yes, no, we qualify.
And we can advance. I think we can advance out of our group.
No, but me personally believe, say, eventually we'll qualify for every World Cup. Pretty soon, like every World Cup. Without a doubt, if we build the capacity the right way, we can qualify for every World Cup because we have things where no other country in the world have. Our physicality, our pace, all that.
And all right, so let me say this to you though, Mr. Speed. Here's part of the challenge. I'll tell you why I struggle, because I look at my kids, right? And I have and this is what I'm saying. And my kids are not. I don't think in terms of football, them don't have I think they would play, but it's not their some of your kids them love it, but not, all right? But I would not want other relatives of mine I'm not talking about 5th and 4th generation. I'm talking about like me and my son, born in the United States, and for whatever reason, they are viewed as like, I don't think they should have any additional qualification. All right. And I think that's why sometimes people think that way. Though they are not born in Jamaica, I think they are just as they are here. So you have a lot of those kids. Like,
you mean they're living in Jamaica?
Sometimes, not every time.
So I am not afraid of controversy, right?
Yeah.
So, and I don't look here. I just talk what I feel. Look here, you don't have to agree with me. If you want quarrel, you quarrel. If you don't want quarrel, I'm glad your program now have the money where they wrench them. Because them have to just say something stupid every time just to say them have a wrench. You know them have the one of them put a wrench.
Oh, them a lot of the person in here have the wrench, man.
So they believe that when you have a wrench, you must say something stupid.
Careful, the rich man them start put up something.
Yeah, wrench man. No, wrench man must talk intelligent too. You can't find some program the money with a wrench. Not your program. You have intelligent people on your program. But some programs, someone is on a wrench, them just have to say something stupid every time. It's funny. So let me say something here. I will never say you're not a Jamaican because you're born overseas. You are a Jamaican. I will welcome you every single time.
First thing we need to get. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. So anybody go say you're not a Jamaican. Brother, he's a Jamaican. But guess what now? No? You have some of us that are here that make the sacrifices them.
Yeah.
That make the sacrifices them. You see what Rob Smith just said? Yeah. That is the key. You have to develop a successful league.
But we agree. I think that is what we agree.
Or you develop a successful league if every player in Jamaica believes, say, when the national team pick, they're not upon it. You tell me.
No, but this is the issue now, Like, and this is why I am saying. Here
there was a time when every local player believed that under Schaefer, Schaefer said so.
And I never listen. I never agreed with what Schaefer said. I never agreed with it. Where Schaefer was basically saying, listen, he wanted basically nobody born in Jamaica. Basically, that was his argument. He said nobody. I think he was bordering and almost saying nobody born in Jamaica can play football. I can't agree with that. But we can't move from one extreme to a next extreme.
No, but I am not.
Yeah, right. I am saying, I agree with you and Rob Smith, that the league must be developed. And I agree that if there's a good quality player, a Richard King, for example, who broke into the national team, he earned his spot on merit.
You know hold on. Before you say that, you know what it took Richard King to get a game? Let me just explain to you. Low get a red card and get a 2-match ban. Liam Moore decides him
Yeah,
go
man.
back and him go deal with him contract. And Paul Hall changed the formation to play 3 center. That's how Richard can get a game. He
Well,
wouldn't
he
get
got
no game
no, but he
if it
played in
wasn't for.
Peru. He played
Hold
in
on,
Peru. I
but
agree with you.
no.
Yeah.
But look how many things had to happen for this guy to get a look. A look in. That's 3 unlikely thing, you know. Unlikely say Damian Lowe. No, unlikely say get the red card, but unlikely say he would have get a too much ban. It's unlikely that in the middle of a tournament, Leon Moore, who we thought would have said, listen, me have to go back up.
Yeah.
And unlikely Paul will change the formation. That's 3 like lightning strike 3 times for the man get that call and then improve himself. So the point I'm trying to make is simple. If you don't use regulation to guide the development yet, then you can't left it by the forces of luck or nature. You have to do something to guide the development.
You have to. And here's my thing. And here's where I agree. I believe if you are coming from overseas and you are at the same level as the player playing locally, what sense does it make for us to take on the additional expense of having you come when you're at the same level? However, that's what if you're leaving.
No, hold on, stop right there. Right there. You said that assumption, me can't live with that too. Because me never pretend like say I'm me alone or everything. And you know, funny enough, I am not the person who pick the players, it's the coach decide.
Yeah, man.
But that assumption also, if the local get the blight, the local is more likely to do why in our future. Get sold overseas and a club benefit if you develop 20 more kids who don't understand the macro of the
we
whole
understand
thing.
that. We understand that. But what?
So the kid now who come from overseas get the blight and him go play back for club overseas and them sell him for 20 million.
The country don't benefit the development. No, man, we agree with that, Mr. Speed.
Why anybody can't see that?
No, but we agree. Like most of the people agree that the players coming, whether from wherever, not just Europe, but in the Americas and else, when you come, you must be better. What people feel is like we are.
That's what I said. Why they're feeling. That's what I said.
No,
why
man,
they're feeling.
Yeah, man. That is why we want you on the program, because many people are misunderstanding you. The issue some people have is this. That sometimes it comes across like overseas players don't come because we only need 4 of you. No, here's what people need to understand. Listen, all of you can come in, but make sure that when you come, you are better than Richard King. You're better, way better than Christopher Pearson. Don't think you can come here and be at the same level at Christopher Pearson and think that you're going to get into our team over Christopher Pearson. You must be better than him. Yes. You must be better than Richard Henry. You must be better. You must be better, because what sense would it make for us to pay every week, every 3 weeks, $1,000 in airfare and all of that for you to come to Jamaica when you are no better than the players we have? No, I don't think anybody.
Yes, you have people on one program one night that say, "Oh, we will jump up and pay the player fear for come and why we not pay the player fear." So let me just say it again: the JFF is not paying anybody fear for come here on trials. Never will happen. Not going to happen. So who don't understand that? First, we don't have any money to do it, right? We don't have any money to do it. And we have seen players who come here on trials from overseas. And when they come, it is an embarrassment. Both girls and boys. Nobody should ever did waste their money pay for that player. Neither, even if they pay the money themselves, neither them parents, nobody should waste their money and pay for that.
Yeah, so I
think not this, but
I am glad that you clarified that, because when people, let me tell you, Mr. Speed, if somebody said to me, listen, we have a quota system, right? And we only take in 5 persons. We have a 30-man squad, but only 5. Only 5 we taking, because 25 must be local. All right. What that says to me is that, listen, if we have 6 players playing top quality in the Premier League, I don't want that kind of word to go out to them. I want them to come because they may some of the people like me, for example, I may believe, that John Simpson is better than Richard King. Because I think if Richard King is in Jamaica and John King is in Sweden, John King must be better. Here's what I think would validate your position. When John King come and we play against the Bonnier and Richard King did it, and them see Richard King, the same Jamaicans will say, what we are waste time upon John King for make him stay where him there.
Yes. So
Oh, Claudia is letting you know that. Claudia,
let
me put up Claudia thing. Claudia is a female. She just letting you know that she's not a man.
All right, Claudia. Claudia, you know say you always say sense everything, even though you have your range. You never hear you saying on the script yet. But
and then Boston
No, they don't Boston. Look here. No. Any amount of person can come a trial, right? You get the thing right.
Okay.
Any amount of person can come a trial. All I'm saying, we're not paying for them to come to the trials. I made that very clear, right?
Yeah.
Rob Smith, we're not using the national team to sell players, Rob Smith. Just understand. You see, I know a lot of people in Jamaica that sell their house and then care for fund football teams. If they do not sell a player, Rob Smith, that person is going to become bankrupt and that club is going to sink and never come back. And I can name a lot of clubs that happened to, and a lot of people who die alone, poor and destitute, and everybody call them name and talk about him was a good man and him coach this and him do this and him do that. This is now a business. The Premier League clubs are saying to the Federation, you have to pick our players. And the Federation is the Premier League clubs is one of the biggest stakeholders for the Federation. The Premier League clubs, and you hear some of the directors, them and owners are say, some man who care from England, him can name 10 man out here were better than a man there. So why is that man here? You never hear that, Rob Smith. Stop going like it's me alone that says so. And not just me alone that says so. I am saying it, and you're hearing it because the other people not coming on the platform, but they're all saying it. And I've seen it in the papers where them say so too. So why are we carrying this particular player when I know 10 man in the Premier League were better than him? They are saying it. And why they are saying it is because they have made millions and millions of dollars worth of investment in their clubs, right? And them want it back.
Hey, you know what? Hey, listen, man. You know what is what would be good? Let me tell you, man. What would be good. Let me just put up a next comment. Because, Mr. Speed, I think we have an idea that can work. And I think it would validate your position and it would also help the people. Let me just take this comment from Chang and others were sold without being in the national setup.
And Chong was not sold until he get the first call for go Peru, Giovanni. Remember that.
Okay.
Remember that.
Hey, Brain Drain, you need to do a super chat for this message. Can I come to the trial? I can afford it, but cannot play at a high level. Would this work?
Yes. So we have 3 persons coming to the under 20 camp on the 16th from overseas. We have 3 already, So you see when people talk, there's 3 persons who said they might come. We have 3 names. I don't know if they might come, but they can come. Because what is happening now, we're kind of clearing this space for some players that live in Kingston. Let me tell you what we are doing now. Because we have a space problem, right?
Yeah.
We decide that some of the players who live in Kingston don't stay in the camp. Because we make the space for all who want to come in. They stay at them house and travel every day. Right? You see what we are doing? So we are getting some of the local players who live in Kingston to travel every day. So other people, so we have made the house available so other people can come.
Yeah, so if people from over there come. All right, so what I'll say though, Mr. Speed, and this is what I think. Like, I'm here thinking, you know what I'd love to see? Because this pandemic thing is done, Your under 20 trial. One of the days, you guys come and play. When all of these players from overseas, they play against a practice game against Mount Pleasant. They play a game against Cavaliers. And so that some of these fans can watch and see. Because here's the thing now. Because what like I'm gonna tell you, this is what I've heard from people on these platforms. They're only asking the players to come, but they already have in their mind who they are going to use. So it is a waste of time for the players to even come.
That's a cop-out.
Yeah. Okay.
That's a cop-out. Talent is easier to spot than to hide. If the person come and have talent, we will see it. It can't hide. So, but let me just say something else, and that's why I try to stay macro, because the micro thing not working. Everybody will come with a little inhibition. What happened is that if a man have access to a player, so for instance, a player is 100 in his performance, and the next player is 95, right?
Yeah.
So the 100 man, I don't have access to him all the time because of whatever reason. But I have access to this 95 man 24/7, 7 days a week, every time I call him. It is possible that I will look at this 100 man and know saying just better, a little better, but I believe in a team game. This is not a running athletics where you run fast. In a team game, if I have all the people at 95, instead of take up at 100 and I don't have them in my position, the team will be able to play better if I have access to the players all the time.
Okay, all right.
And that again is a factor.
Right. So let me break that down. So what you're saying is that I think like problem with the under 20 team is that some of these players you may not readily have them. You understand me? So what may happen if the players in Jamaica are at 95 and those players are at 98? It would make sense you work with the players who you're going to always have access to. Reasonable position. All right. So here's what I think, though.
Because remember, if people who know the football understand that it's the 5 moments, what you're doing at the moments. So if you have the different segment of the team, I do the coordinate and synchronize all the time in at the moments. Look here, the same set of people said Jamaica. One of the reasons why Jamaica not do good now World Cup qualifiers is because we're not a synergy. You know, them same ones say, you know, we're not a synergy. What's next word?
Chemistry.
Synergy they use. Chemistry.
Yeah.
Right, which may think overrated, but them say so. So now you can see the chemistry if you have. That is why a lot of great national teams usually have, like Spain, a Barcelona, Real Madrid alone make up the team, you know, because they, you know, it's easier to deal with a couple set of people than, I mean, a whole heap of different individuals when it comes to a team setting. Once them have the standard, I mean, everybody knows.
All right, so I think I understand some of what you're saying, and I think some people are getting some clarity. All right, but for the most part, I know that some of the players that we are talking about, and I'm saying this, like what I want to know as a fan is that, listen, they were given an equal opportunity to try out.
Yes.
Right, and I don't expect. Here's what: it would not be fair to expect the JFF to buy. To pay their way. And I know that some of these players, maybe their parents will. But here's what I think the JFF has to do, though. Because these are kids, they have to get like that they are being invited to the trial, like formally. Because if they are in a club and I don't get a formal invitation to come to the trial, I can't just leave the club. My parent can't go to the club.
So, voilà. So you see what you're just saying?
Yeah.
You are so correct. Some of the clubs that we ask them to play, the club them answer. So people keep on thinking say we not have issues, you know. We have issues. We try to get players sometime, and it's not a FIFA winner, it's a problem because if you're not a professional setting and them have them good under 20 players, they're not sending them. Them just kiss them teeth and say, oh, wrong with them people. So because again, Jamaica is not recognized as one of the top football countries in the world. You see, if the same player was asked to go to play for USA or
he will release.
Yeah,
because we don't have any club. I agree with that. But this is where no Mr. Speed now. I think we're not using our resources. I think a person like you, for example, who is part of the technical committee, you should have a WhatsApp group, you know, Mr. Speed, with Coach Boris Johnson, a Freddie Butler, and say, listen, we are calling on Paul Young, some of the other persons, right? And say, listen, here's the thing. You know that we're having an under 20 camp. Are there any players that you have identified?
Anyway, me have to stop there. I don't select player, brother.
No, man, no, man. I know. I
now
know.
have no group like that to ask about no player.
No, man. All right. Somebody need to have that, and here's why you need to have that. Because what you don't want is exactly what you're saying. I don't want 100 players coming in. I need to have somebody who I trust enough to say, listen, I will send the invitation to these players if you recommend them.
Right.
Because what I don't want everybody from England. I don't want everybody from England to come here.
So one good example. You remember me had a conversation this week, and you said, you never know say your nephew a big baller. Right?
Yeah.
I may kiss my teeth and tell her, say, big baller. Because I know him. And it's the same thing.
Is it nephew?
Yeah, I know him. But if I was the other person, would I say, yes, man, I'm a big baller, and if you come for under 20, no, I don't think him in that category for play for national under 20. So, but I have getting people just come all the time. People I haven't heard from for 30 years, man, and go school and call me. It's a speed. I have one son who is 16 and one is 17 of them. Good enough. I say, where them play? Oh, man, I play scrimmage in my backyard, man.
No, man, this is not the FLA, man. This is not the FLA, man. You know them thing, man.
You see what I try to tell you? Some of those people are calling up.
No. That is why I call specific name. I call coaches.
So look on Kiddo Art. Look how much heart attack and heartache people start talk about him to come to play under 20, and the man don't have the age. You remember him? That is all the media.
No, man. Who said Kiddo Art? No, man. We were saying Kiddo Art should be called for the under 23, but then we heard that there's no under 23. So I think I hope Paul.
That are you. There was other people in the media saying man under 20.
No, man. I hope that he will be called into this. Look out for the senior team still. But I think, Mr. Speed, we have to find a way though that we have some persons in the United States that when we have in these camps, because we miss out and it hurt my heart. Honestly, and I think and I using female football so we don't fall in the same trap in male football. USA has been the #1 female footballing nation. And I cannot understand that if we have young ladies who have been scouted or recruited by the USA, how they can't make a Jamaica team.
I don't think they can make a Jamaica team. Don't say that. Because with all the best intentions, sometimes people fall between the cracks.
All right. That is true.
But guess what? In the USA, we have the most people over there that look out for our players. As a matter of fact, I just want to say this fact on your program, right? In the last under 20 team, there was there any quota for the female? There was no quota for the female team. The female team had more people from overseas and local in the under 20 team that just played. The girl under 20 team that just played. There was more foreign people in the team than local.
No, all right. People in let me I can give you the starting 11 for the first game. All right. Who born at Jamaica?
No. Matter about the 20. There was more people
in the 20
in the squad. I'm not talking about
because at the end, that's what we want to know. We want to know at the end of the day.
I'm saying that is a fact, right? Yeah. That just happened like a couple weeks ago. There were more people in the squad who were born overseas than were born at Jamaica. That's a fact.
Yeah, what we want to make sure is that, listen, we want the local league to be developed. We want the players to be sold. We want the clubs to earn. But at the same time, when it comes, we don't want talent or quality to be thrown out. That's
man is man.
And you have said that's not the case.
And one thing we know about football, no coach throw away talent.
Okay,
that
and quality
will never happen. Nobody can say that. Where coach throw away are the people say me as a coach, and this is my experience. Every time a player come to my session and he carry mother and him father and his sister and him brother and him entourage and him follow him every day, usually him not so good enough. You know who good? I demand them who a big all $100 to come play. And so some of these people, because them have the media for use them, for use them carry them have stress a point. But a lot of it when you look behind it, it's just a selfish point they might try and make. Is somebody related to them or their family or somebody they know or their friend. They might try to say the person supposed in a national team and now think about the macro picture, the big picture. No coach in a Jamaica will ever see a talent and show the talent because they come from overseas and they're eligible to play. Problems that we're having is simple this. Some of them not a passport and it's a roller coaster emotional thing where you're training this player and then when you're ready for play night tournament and beat the squad in getting passport.
Yeah. So people, a big deterrent would be the players. So for those of you who are in contact with players, there must be quality. And here's the thing. There must be, if they don't have the passport yet, that I think it is easier I think it is easier for a lot of these kids because a lot of these kids, their parents are like Jamaican. This is not like it's the mothers and fathers they are Jamaican for a lot of them. I think this will be better for us with the kids. I think this is what we need to do because I think there's a couple of issues that I raised a couple of days ago. One is if the players them too old, when them in them 20s and them 25 and 26, you say, where were you when you were young? What I don't want is for them now, when they are young, they feel like they are not wanted. And then when they are old, they are told that they should have come when they are young. So I just want them to get the opportunity because I know that there are kids in Jamaica. There are kids in Jamaica that no matter how much you get from overseas, there are kids in Jamaica, Mr. Speed. And you know this too, that they are good enough to make it. And there are some of these kids from overseas, I believe, from all over. That, like you said with your nephew, in Jamaica, he was ordinary. I mean, the States playing, he's a superstar.
Yes.
So some of them, they are superstars over there. But what they must not be denied. If they want to buy them own, they're going to buy their own ticket. Give them the space. Come and try out. And you will get, and if you're quality, and you have said it perfectly, if you're quality, you are there. But if you're not quality, you're not quality. If you're average, you're average. And that has to be, I think, the premise that we operate on.
And if you're equal to a Jamaican player who live here that the coach have 24/7, the coach will more likely stick to the local.
Even that is a reasonable position. Yeah. If you and I are at the same level, the same position, and your club is not going to release you regularly, your academy is not going to release you to come to the camp, especially a non-FIFA date, I'd rather work with the person that is more available to me for the competition. I can understand.
And the local Premier League owners, you say, me agree, say every Jamaican is a Jamaican, but some Jamaican more Jamaican than some, you know. You can't tell me that. I pay taxes for 30 years. Me are more Jamaican than somebody who never come here. You can't tell me some I'm more Jamaican. Them are Jamaican too, but me are more Jamaican than them.
All right, Mr. Speed, let me give you a good example of my thing. I remember back in the days when there was Miami Classic, when you used to come, we used to attend the National Stadium, play the local competition, and then them select some Jamaicans to go play Miami Classics. And there are many people in Jamaica who have no passport even today. They don't have a birth certificate.
Oh.
All right. All right. Listen, right now, Mr. Speed, me can tell you this, that there are people in Jamaica right now that if they ever get a visa, see them back here, so. And I can tell you this. There are people overseas, if there was no crime in Jamaica, they move back on morning and live here. So
anyway,
it works.
I agree with the last part. I agree with the last sentence you just said. But I'm just saying, yes, people. Me without speech say so. You have some Jamaicans who are more Jamaicans than some. It's not a lie. It's a truth.
Local
so,
and overseas.
But we are all Jamaicans.
Hey,
and you can't tell me, say, me there out here, me have 2 Premier League team, 1 female and 1 male. 1 female team and 1 male. Me employ 40 people, make my family live. Me pay my taxes every week here. Don't tell me, say, every Jamaican is equal. Every Jamaican not equal. You have some Jamaican and more Jamaican.
Let me give you this last one. You see that in Dallas, right? You see when we there in Dallas, I have my Jamaican flag and the house and everything. Me say Jamaican come and cry. Them love Jamaica, but I'm telling you, there are some people outside of Jamaica who love Jamaica more than the people them there.
Well, live at Jamaica.
Live at Jamaica.
I don't doubt that.
I'm telling you.
I don't doubt that.
Yeah.
But you say football talent.
Yeah.
That I want football talent. Me no business where you come from. Football talent are talent. Me just tell you, say, these are the parameters where you need to work with people. Don't fight it. Just work with it.
Yeah.
And
That's-
if you really want to play for Jamaica, just do the basic, people. Nobody's fighting you. One, get your passport.
Yeah.
People, get your passport, because that is the only way we're sure say he's a Jamaican,
yeah.
and we're sure say eligible for play. Don't give us the this roller
No,
coaster
not sure
emotional
that
thing.
you're a Jamaican, sure that they can represent Jamaica.
Yes, right.
Yeah.
Yes, because the passport is not just to play football.
Yeah,
as a
because
matter
I
of
will for Jamaica have the passport and about
Yes,
Jamaican.
right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
So we want you to do that. Look here, the JFF is not in a position to fund your fear to come here. Don't believe so. We
This is
cannot.
for the trial. This is for the
For the
trial.
trials,
Yeah.
if you're
Okay.
selected for the squad, it's a different thing. We
Different.
will pay,
Okay.
but for the trials, we're not in a position to fund you. One of the things with kids who underage, them have to walk with a guardian if they're under 16, right? Like for the under 15 teams and the under
Okay.
17 teams. We can't have those people picking in a camp down here just like that, like
No, man,
the
I don't
girls
think.
under.
Oh yeah, I don't think, because I think a lot of the kids that I know that I've been in touch with who wants to come, they have Jamaica. In fact, some of them can even stay with families in Kingston
Right.
and go.
If you have those links, tell us, because sometimes it helps, right?
Yeah.
It helps a
Yeah.
lot. We try to get the best people for Jamaica because we want to, but at the same time, people, we have our stakeholders here in Jamaica that we have to make sure say we look after them too, and make sure say them can progress, because pretty soon, I'm telling you, the amount of persons who leave in the game, I think after this pandemic, maybe a third of the clubs won't exist anymore. People leave in the game because they find out that it is cheaper for them not to have a football team. Right, man is man. You know, leave the game too. Right?
No,
You know, leave the game
no.
too. So,
No, priorities have changed. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
But
and it's a real struggle. And the clubs out here is in the JFF ears to say, why not picking the player? Why not picking the player? Why not picking the player? And you see, like how the overseas people are saying they must pick more people from the diaspora, at the same pressure we have here from local. They might not come on the platform, but they are saying the same thing here. Listen, you must pick more locals, you must pick more locals. So as Rob Lowe said, in Nana Wrench tell him sound very sensible. Yes, there's extremists on both sides. We have to try to find a balance, and that is what we're trying to find. At the same time, we must develop our top league to be better, so we can have a better players.
Here is what I want. I think we need to do. I think the government need to play a more integral role.
Yes, they're letting us down.
Not just with indirectly it is a JFF, but in terms of the clubs, like to make them develop. Here's like you and I agree on some things. One, the football clubs must become businesses. In other words,
financially independent.
Yeah, meaning the government can give some of these clubs land.
Yes.
To own, to establish stadiums. So at least you own something. It is yours.
No, you don't have to own anything, because in Sweden, a lot of clubs don't own anything, but the facility is there, and you get preferences depending on what league you play. So you say, I want the field them time here and book for you. You come and you use it and you're gone. Yeah, that's what happening in some developed countries.
Yeah. Let me get Boss Thomas says, Mr. Speed, why don't the JFF have scouts in the various countries that can scout any players that are involved in soccer, so you don't have these issues?
So, Boss Thomas, here one now, the world not stay so anymore now. We can see them. Fine. We have instant. Once them playing in a recognized league, we can see them. We can watch them.
Yeah.
But we do have people here where we can ask though, because in England there was one player that somebody sent to me, a goalkeeper, and I sent the name to Paul, Mr. Al, and Paul sent out his scouts and come back and tell me say yes, definitely for next World Cup qualifier we must have him. So it's not like we don't have a system, we do have a system.
Okay, and him have him documentation.
Huh?
He has his documents.
He have a little issue, but it will work too.
Okay.
But we identified him because we know where that problem is.
We want to see Omar Hutchinson and Kida Taylor Hart, Omar Hutchinson is at Arsenal, him there at the Arsenal squad.
As I was saying to someone, it would be a coup for us to get Kida Taylor at this age. And if we were able to get him, that, I mean, we're not usually able to get those quality at such young age. So I was saying, you know, it would be like an achievement, and somebody was saying that's not an achievement. I mean, I think it's an achievement if we get a couple 20-year-old, 19-year-olds top youth at this age.
I don't think it's achievement because it look like that man mad for play for Jamaica and well want get called.
No, but it's an achievement. We never usually get them that young.
Listen, he has gone ahead and gotten all in passport already.
Tell him to send it, come again.
Yeah? All right. Here the people. Kiddo, let's send the passport.
The buyer place, not for sure. I'm sure he'll get called.
All right, wonderful. But we have some say so far there are 3 overseas players for the camp. And
I saw 3 names. I don't see the final list yet, but I saw 3 names initially in a preliminary. I don't know if they're coming, but there was 3 names in the US that was on a list.
Okay. Your brethren call is you want to talk to, you know?
Who that?
LFC. Hold on.
Yo, LFC, I'm gone, you know. Management, I'm sure too late.
Ryan.
Hold on. Let's bring me back on your program Monday, I'm going to come, man.
No, man, you have to talk to him, man. You know, say, man, have come, you know, say, if you're on the program, you have to give him a minute or so. You have to give him
Ask Ryan want to Fin Club right now.
Ryan.
Mornings, man. Good evening.
Yeah, man. Go ahead. Mr. Speed listening, because I'm not me. I don't want to be a coffee talk.
Ask Ryan want to Fin Club. Ask Ryan want to Fin Club.
He's asking what happened to your club.
Yeah.
He's hearing you, man. Go ahead and talk to him.
Ask if your club run out of money.
Which club that?
You don't know your club out of money.
Eh?
Nah, man. The other one the one you play for, man.
No, sir. I play for much team, brother. Cavaliers.
No, Cavalier. Next one before that.
What else?
A boy saw him talk, man.
Stone block speed, man.
So you see management, you see my pipe though. What me that make initially. You have to make if you don't get the value added, you don't make a difference, you run out of money.
Yeah, but what you saying, Ryan? Go ahead. I talk to you.
No, I hear my boss, man. People who go easy upon the boss, because the only man that come talk to it. You go easy, and the only man that come talk to it on YouTube. But Mr. Smith, when are the trial?
The first set is on the 16th of March, and then there's going to be others, but I can't tell you when yet. But I know they're going to go around the country. They're going to go around the country, Jamaica, and have trials in every parish, just to make sure so them turn over every stone. So far there's 3 persons I see on a list who's supposed to come from the US. I don't know who they are. Yeah. And I'm just going to repeat again, we can't afford the ticket for people to come on trials. You must get your passport. And if you're good enough, you will play. So nobody can say nobody are going to stop them from playing. If you're good enough, you will be in the squad. Anybody from anywhere in the world, if you're good enough, you'll be in the squad. But there's one provision.
Never look a player Canada and them parents them willing to pay it. We talk to them already since week. Yeah.
Fine. And we're making provision, you see, like there are some players that live in Kingston. We're making provision that they will travel home and come back each day, so we can hold more people in the facility at the JFF Technical Center. So we are really trying to make space for people from overseas who want to come. So, but it don't make sense. You just talk. You need to action.
Yeah, you need to start work on it, Ryan, so that they can become. I think it's 40 accommodation for 40.
Right, but we still take out about 10 persons out of the 40 to make space for, and so they must travel. Yeah. People who live in Kingston who can travel and come to the sessions.
Okay, great. All right, man, I'm going to call my people and talk to them right now.
Yeah, man. All right, cool. Make sure I'm good enough.
Management, big up yourself. Eh?
Make sure I'm good now, Ryan. Make sure I'm good.
Yeah. I want to tell him Mr. Speed, I try to tell him to come to Jamaica, come play for Cavaliers, brother. Don't go to college.
Me now back you up on that one day, because next thing, I leave that one there alone. I leave that outside, me have stump.
No, man, him good enough to go pro, man. You have to back yourself sometime, man.
Not me, him, not me. I leave that one. All right,
Yeah.
Ryan, respect. Anything you want me, you know, say.
All right.
you
Yeah, man.
just
All right.
call me.
Blessings, Ryan.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Me I
man.
go call the people there, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Work on that, bro. Go.
Yeah.
All right. So, Mr. Speed, I'm going to call you back on Monday, no, because no, you have match on Monday, no.
Yeah. Choose them, man.
Tuesday, because we have a Manchester United player. We have a couple of players that they're normally in Jamaica, out of England, so they're who don't have the passport yet should have the passport soon. So it's not. We just need to know how do they get an official invitation.
Simple thing. Just send it to me, and then we will make it up when we have the next.
Right, so we can let them so they can get it to the club because one of them said that they have to get something to the club because they're not
No, that's not an issue, man. That is not an issue. Look here, man. We're not segregating anybody. Look here. If you are pick out some talent and you have a population already, you look where you have their population first.
Yeah.
Simple.
Yeah.
Everybody get mad about this thing. You will look where in our population first, then we'll look when in our population. Come on.
Yeah. All right. Listen, I know you have to work. Yeah, man. All right.
Take care.
Yeah, man. All right. Blessings. Yeah, man. So there you go, people. I think we got some clarity. Listen, we need to talk to the players, Giovanni and the rest of the guy, the Alex, the Dre Anyweather, Claudia, you persons who are in contact with the players, let them know the camp is open. All they need to do is to indicate that they need an invitation from the JFF to come. They arrange their travel. This is for the trials. Once they make the squad, they don't have to worry about paying for their travel, but to attend the trial. Whether you're in Canada, the United States, or England, they have made spaces for overseas, as many overseas persons as possible to come on the trials. All right. A reasonable position is very simple. Here's what they said they have decided, that if when you come though, in the position that you're playing, there's a Jamaican who is similar to you in terms of quality and all of that, what they're saying is that it would not be financially prudent for them to be paying for you to come all the while, right? All the while when you're just at the same level. So you have to be good. So come in and prove yourself. So they said it. They want Kiddo to come and be a part of it. So those of you, don't just go on Instagram. Tell him he can call. Listen, the invitation is open for him to be a part of the World Cup squad. The invitation is open. That's what was said. Just make some contact. All right. That is what is happening. Dre Anyweather in the building. CC Sports Lab saying, man, we need a coaching staff who knows how to identify talent and not people who say Leon Bailey ordinary. Daniel Sturridge is not eligible and Raheem Sterling already. Get rid of these people. But I don't think the people, all of the people who said that they are not a part of the coaching staff. And CC, nobody said that you see that all right, CC, go back and listen to that sing and put it in context with Leon Bailey. I think you're referring to the head of the female coach. And I don't want to take on that because there's some clarity on it. Who said Daniel Sturridge was not eligible to play for Jamaica? And who told Raheem Sterling? Because I said, get rid of these people. Who are the persons in charge? Are they still the people at the helm of the football? I don't know. Tell me, CC. But it doesn't even make any sense, including local players in the conversation if they aren't good. Chang, Campbell, King, Green, etc. deserve to be a part of the convo. Okay. CC, they'll turn away the players from the diaspora because them not wild and rough, dead with laugh. Nothing like that. I don't believe. Listen. All right. So here it is now. All right. We have been advocating. Giovanni, don't go down the line of convo. We have been advocating. Mr. Speed has come on and said they have made enough spaces for everyone from overseas to come to the trial. He says, get your passport, travel to Jamaica. There's accommodation. If you need invitation, they will send you the invitation. But make sure when you come, you are good enough. All right? So at least we make some headway. Let's not go back to when Raheem Sterling and when that can't change. Don't discuss those things. Come on, we'll move from that now. Let's talk about the kid of Taylor Hart. Let's talk about Omari Hutchinson and the other players out there, the Lisby Sons. Leon Juvenile Minot's son over there in Portugal. Let's talk about this player, Tyrone Marshall's son. If they are good enough, let's look at them. Let's give them the opportunity. Let's keep it there. At the same time, I don't want what I don't want us to get into the kind of dialogue that going to divert us from the real issue. What I know, Giovanni, is that for this first one, Paul Hall will be there for this. Paul Hall will be there for the first set of trials. I have a very important meeting on the 22nd. The 22nd of this month. So people, let's do what we can to get in touch with the players and tell them what they need to do. Instead of going over all of this, we ask for an opportunity. The opportunity is here now. Mr. Speed just said all the players can come. They have made spaces. They have told the local players, travel from, you live outside of Kingston, you live in Kingston, we will give you bus fare to travel to and fro to come to the trial, so that the players from overseas. So far, with all that has been said, only three persons have indicated, 3 persons alone from overseas. So with all the names that we have, we need to get the other players, because so far the GFF have only received 3 names. So these players need to reach out, their agents need to reach out and say, listen, he can come, he wants to come. And like Ryan said, all right, he's going to get on it, no one call and talk. Johnny, that's what we need to do. Dre Anyways, that's what we need to do. CC Sports Lab, that's what we need to do. Mr. Speed said it again. He said, quality will not be substituted for exposure. Yep. Okay. Yeah, man, that's what we have to do. Listen to the tape again. At the end of it, that's what was said. Sometimes we come out with asks for things, and when the suggestion is made, we start complaining about some different things. Let's fix this issue first. They said any player from anywhere, listen to it again, who wants to come, they can come and try out. So this whole thing about doom and gloom, I want the players to come. My job now is to reach out and say, send this one. Yeah, man, send them. That's my job now. To get the players out. If they need a letter, he says they will send. He said, Mr. Speed said, that is the easiest thing to do, to get the letters to their clubs. So talk to them. Talk to the players. Go on their Instagram. If you have their numbers, call and talk to them. Call and talk to them. This whole heap of quarreling and cussing and nitpicking, it don't solve anything. Let us begin to solve the issue. Here, Dre. You see now, brethren, Dre, the easy, you know. Well, let's see it. You have to listen back. Dre, a lot was said, you know. I don't know that I can go back over the show, but we told you about some transfers into Mullines and stuff. Yeah, forward Christian. Brethren, I don't know what that is connected to. Oh, you're talking in general, not for the U20s. Giovanni, you can, when it's not necessary, inform who you know. Oh. All right. You miss Sir Speed saying macro 10 times. Bridget, why you give so much trouble, bro? You have to watch. You have to re-listen. CC, sorry about that. You have to re-listen. Yeah. We need to link them. Listen, I will say to the players, Even if you document, even if you don't have the passport yet, come to the trials. And once you're in Jamaica, link one of us. You understand me? Link one of us. There, link Simon, link Coach Minzy, link Military Guna, link Manning's Man, link Dre Anyweather, link CC Sports Lab, link Formula Sports, link one of the vloggers. If it's a link Cataract, link somebody. If you're in Jamaica at the trial and there's issue with the paperwork and you don't have the passport yet, maybe we can come and bring you to Pika. We don't know. But the first issue is getting to the trials. 5 days time is short notice. Is the next camp on a FIFA window? There will be a next camp. We will get the date for the next camp. I think there are going to be at least 3 camps. Then after the 3 camps, they're going to have the squad meeting for the rest of camps. So those who can't make it for the 16th to because this camp, is from the 16th to the day when we play the World Cup qualifier. So it is from the 16th to the 24th. So even if they can come on the 20th and do 4 days, I don't know. It's from the 16th to the 24th to the day when we play the game. So it's going to be a longer camp. Like I say again, because the U20s will be camped with the senior team. Pagan 180. You have to have some hope, man. Respect CC, yeah, man. That's what we have to do, bro. We have to get involved. Oh, somebody asking about transfer. I got some transfers. Let me give you the transfers that I have. Jaheim Harris, who's an Edwin Allen player, he's at Mullines. Carrick Stewart, former KC Harbourview player, he's at Mullines. And Aldridge, Marquand Aldridge of KT, he is also at Mullines. Cavaliers have signed Christopher Pearson, Richard Henry from Edwin Allen Pearson. Edwin Allen Pearson is from KC. And they have also signed an Antiguan as well. Yeah, so those are some of the signings that I spoke about earlier. I don't think Demarai Gray is a money issue. There's a next dynamic that I will talk about with the passport issue. Yeah, because that where can I buy a talent meter and how to set it? Jesus, yo, that was the easy one. It has been sold in you know where they have them? In Kyiv, Ukraine. Yeah. You can check out that. Fresh God, Mullines on my third side, dead from them. All right, top 10. All right, top 10. What's the Mullines on third side, you know? Mullines have a lot of the young schoolboys. Look out for them. Looking forward to see Pearson play PL. He could be a good one for the U20s in our midfield. Yep. There is a good look for Edwin Allen. Yeah, man. A lot of Edwin Allen's footballers. Yeah. Shaquille Campbell, Kareem Griffith, Jaheim Thomas, Jaheim Harris, Prince Christie, Richard Henry, Roro Joseph, Wolde Blair, who is Mario Sims, Anthony Bennett, Harbourview, and Denzel Simis. They can all be invited. Dre, who tell you that? Richard Henry will be there, man. That much I know. I think Sims will be there. Who is Shaquille Campbell? I don't know Shaquille Campbell. Jaheim Harris will be there. I don't know Jaheim Thomas. I don't know if Prince Christie from Mullines, from Mount Pleasant, if his form is good enough. I'm not sure. Yeah. I'm not sure. But I don't know some of these players, Dre. Are these Harborview players, Dre? I don't know. But I will say this: people, Mullines have radically changed their team. So you're going to see a whole lot of youth in the Mullines setup. It will be very interesting. You'll be seeing a lot more of the Manning Cup and the Costa Cup players running out for their teams in the next couple of weeks in the JPL, which I think is good preparation for the U20s. It will prepare them. Yeah, so let's see. Yeah. Dre no come with no player where Honduras make 2-1 them boss. Okay, he's from Manchester, but is he playing anywhere now, Dre? Because how do you call a player to the U20s when he's not playing any football? Okay, somebody said Mario Sims is at the Seattle Sounders. That's the other thing, because remember, we have some other players as well who just got signed, like Matthew Baker may be playing for his club this weekend in Germany. Will these players be released to come to a camp? Although it's a FIFA, it's a window. Does that apply for junior players as well? I don't even know. And how often will they be able to come? We give them a chance to prove us, the football fan, wrong about their intention. Yeah, man, fill the gap with trust. You understand me? They have said that they will, so let's see. Let's just wait and see and do what we need to do. Yeah, like Pearson is going to be playing this weekend. You may see Aldridge this weekend. You may see Jaheim Harris. A lot of them. You're going to see listen, you're going to see a lot of the schoolboys this weekend in the Premier League. A whole lot of them. So look out for them. Oh, Jaheim Thomas from Dintil. Okay. I think Cole was the defender at Dintil, man. Listen, one of these teams is it Dintil had a left back? Which one of the schools? One of the, either Dintil or is it Garvey Maceo? Those team. I have been given out for a while. The JFF. Yeah. Older Blair, best CDM in high school football. Which team, though, Dre? Which high school team did he play for? I don't know him. Which side Matthew Baker is at? I keep forgetting the team in Germany. Let me get the team for you. But he's playing this weekend. I got that. Let me just check on it. I hope I can get through. Let me just find out. Matthew's team. What's the name of Matthew's team? Let me get that information for you. Give me a sec, people. Give me a sec. Hey, please, don't let me do that. Please hit the like button if you have not yet. Listen, we're trying to get, we need like 90 odd subscribers to get to, 3,000. So please, let's get that done, no, man. Let's get that done. All right. I have a big surprise for you, so I'm going to let you know tomorrow. Finally, we'll be having Alan Skillcole on tomorrow. So that's a very big one tomorrow. Then we're gonna have so Alan Skillcole will be on tomorrow. You can look out for that. Yeah. Yep. So look out for Alan Skillcole tomorrow. You will see the thumbnail. Yep. It will just like pop out like that. Yeah, man, that's gonna happen. Then on Sunday we will be having Damian Stewart. Yep. We're gonna have Stew on the program. We have also we have Donald Jemmy Hewitt coming up. We have Loxley Reed. Hey, yep. So look out for those videos coming up, those interviews. They're going to be very good. That same guy is 19 and over age, I think. Okay. Listen careful to get a grasp of this recruitment debate. How healthy and constructive is the JA vlogging and fan landscape in your opinion? I think the truth is there's a lot of positive, but there can be some negatives. I think sometimes there's a lot more talk than action, and I think what we have to do is to translate our words into things that are tangible, like to get some action. Without that, I don't know if it's going to, bring forth a lot of change. There are some simple things that we can add to the whole debate in a tangible way that can bring forth a change. It's not enough to just say, hey, that this player want to play, that player want to play. It's to really reach out to the player, see where they are at in the process, furnish them with the necessary information. And like I said, that I will do what I can from a local perspective to help with some of those things with the players so that we remove all the excuses of them being in a trial. But I think Mr. Speed, he said that the players can come. All right. They're making room for the players. They need to get their own ticket to come to the trial. They gave us a trial date. So what we have to do is to try to get the players. That's it. Let's start right there. Yeah. What is a special occasion? Where are you wearing a pink shirt? Oh, it's not really pink. It is light lavender. Yes, brain drain. What happened today? Henriette Garvey, the left back. Yeah, man, very good left back. I wonder one of the teams have gobbled him up. Yeah, I wonder, yeah. Yeah, man, he gave Rodney from Mannings a hard time. So, Fresh God had some meetings. Yeah. Jaime Thomas, that is. Okay. Charlemont. Okay, Henry play left back and left wing. Okay, yeah, man, good one. Yeah. Must 16. Oh, yeah. Okay. See some people mixing up the players. I listen. Here's the thing. Here's my position. Many players out there, but the players need to prove themselves. Like, you know what? Let me just continue with the comment. But yeah, players need to come and prove that they are good. Schoolboy football uses CDMs. Thought it was just 1-2 passes with the keepers and strikers. Come on, Giovanni, man. It wasn't so bad, man. Giovanni, it wasn't so bad. Yes! I am happy for this. Please, Watson. Oh, no. I really wanted you at the Giants, but, our GM talking about, our new GM talking about Jones. I don't know, man. Yeah, I think he should. Listen, I think all talented players should be invited. Good talent. Everyone, at the end of the day, somebody's going to be upset that somebody wasn't invited. That's it. And no matter, listen, with any team, no matter who gets selected, somebody's going to be upset. And I always say to people, let us select a squad. And here's what will happen. Every single one of us will have probably one person different on most occasions. So at the end of the day, what I want is everyone should be given an opportunity. And if you're good enough, you'll be given the opportunity. That is my job. My job is not to select the players. My job is to help to ensure that all Jamaican players have an opportunity. Help out with what? Brain drain. What you want to what are you going to help out with, brain drain? No, man, it's not pink, man. I'm telling you, it's not pink. It's not a pink shirt, man. You know what? Brain drain. You know, brain drain and Jason. Brain drain and Jason. Listen, I have for you a super. You guys, we need to. I need to talk to you guys. I should be doing this off here, but I don't know how to. Listen, let me say this. There's a big coach who is interested in the C-Bar job because I hear that C-Bar is looking for a football coach right now. That's what I've heard through the grapevine. Brain drain and Jason. You know him, he's normally on the platform. He's highly interested in that job. Not going to call his name. Help out with that, no brain drain, before you go over to the title of the GFF. You're a C-Bar, man. Can you do anything? You and Jason. Yeah, man, keep on hitting the like button. Yeah, the squad size is 20, similar to the women tournament, or has the size been increased? I think the U20 team, the squad, because you know the game, all the games will be played in Tegucigalpa, which is in Honduras. That's where Honduras will be the host. The good thing for Jamaica is, guess what? 3 teams come out of the zone, and we're in a zone with Costa Rica, Honduras, Antigua, and Jamaica. All right? And then you go to the round of 16. All right? So that is how it goes. Yeah. Dre, anyway, what's wrong with your man? You put up name. Hey, one of the man them just did his name start. Anyway, 9. You know, hey, I'm not just skip over. Yes, Richard, let's move on to you. How accurate is it to suggest that financial constraints, logistics are main factors in the selection equation? Isn't this part of Jamaica's particular circumstances? Is Jamaica's reputation on the line for what? How accurate is it to suggest that financial constraints, logistics are main in the selection equation? Is not the selection. All right, remember, what we are talking about is not selecting the players. It is affording them the opportunity for trials. After that, selection is in the hand of the coach. And that is why I was suggesting that the trials should be in a way that people in the public can see it, just for transparency, so nobody can think like, okay, they still choose their favorite players and all of that. No. It's a rap civet. Hey, sometimes I come into this thing and tell you, yo, there's never a dull moment. Richard, is it? Why I feel like Richard get more characters than I do? I don't know. That's a very good question. A very good question. I don't know. Owen, welcome in the building. Where have you been, my friend? You say let me say this. No, let me. Sorry, I still come back to your comment, Pagan. Winston Fowling. There is no big coach in JA management. All right, I want to say big coach. He's a good coach in the context of local football. When you listen to him speak, and how he analyzes and breaks down the game and the teams that you have seen him work with, you can see that there's qualities here. So in the context of Jamaica's football, not I'm not talking worldwide or CONCACAF, but in the context of Jamaica's football, I think he has, I think he could work well with youth, having listened to him and seen some of his work. You understand me? So talk to him. How about known trials and just a selection process? Yeah, man. Sorry about that. People are muted. I don't like that. Listen, here's what I think, Pagan. I think invite them and play some games. Play at Draxall. Let the games be videoed so people can see. Let it be open and let it be transparent. And then select the best quality. That's what I think. But I don't like the idea of known trials and just have a selection because there's going to be bias. You understand me? I'm just saying it is an option. You understand me? But yeah. All right. Brain drain. Why hear what he said about the? Yeah, I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Did you hear what I said? Brain drain. Yeah, man. Up, Owen, man. Always a blessing to have you on. Thank you. Hold on a sec. I don't know if this person. I need to tell him that I'm on a live. Let me call them and tell them this could be good. Hold on a sec, people. We have a special guest that is, trying to get in touch with us. So let's see if we can do that. Thank you, Jason. I would really appreciate that. Yeah, man, this is true, Giovanni. There are some players that don't have to come to the trial. Like, I don't think Omari Hutchinson needs to come to the trial. Right? There are certain players I don't think they don't need to come to the trial, in my opinion. That I agree with.
You have reached the voicemail box of...
That I agree with. Not every player need to come to the trial. When you're playing at a certain level, you should not come to the trial. Oh, yeah. All right, definitely, bro. So Pagan, the truth is a lot of the persons in America who we have spoken to, because remember, the youth from Westmoreland, though it's nearer, him still have to find money to come to the trials, remember, it's a trial. You're not selected for the team. But once you come to the trial, you make the team, you're okay. And from the persons I've spoken to, especially in the United States, a lot of the parents don't have a problem paying for their kids to come and try out. They don't. And I've seen that in the States as well. With the United States, when they have their select camps, people will fly to particular places at their own expense to go to the select camp. I don't think it's any different, Pagan. That one I'm not going, not that one I'm not going to be, yeah. Yeah. What is the qualification? Because I'm tired of hearing about going back to the drawing board and next game you don't see. What is his qualification because I'm tired of hearing whose qualification. I don't know whose qualification. Winston Fowling. Remember, we weren't talking about a senior coach in that case, you know. Question: what should the casual fan expectation be regarding our U20 JA team? Does your thought differ? Well, you can't have any expectation until you know the team. We don't know what the team is yet. We don't know how the team is comprised or who are the players. Let's wait. Let's wait and see who the players will be. Yeah. I need about 5 more years to have any major influence on football. I plan to make some donations first, starting with a modified, larger, fully computerized library. All right, brain drain. I'm not understanding this one. What I want to do, Jason. All right, brain drain is definitely out of this. So let's you understand me? Make some calls and let's see if we can, just get an interview, have some resumes presented. You understand me? Yeah. Yeah, I have around 4 or so minutes to go. Yeah. Or the pull up at the school need to fix the real bridge. They need to fix the pole. You need to fix the pole. Yeah, you need to fix the pole. Yeah. And Calabar losing a couple of players, but they have a very, very strong team. So brain drain, this would be a good time to become more integral in the football system there at Calabar, because you may get involved and immediately reap some great rewards. I'm telling you. Yeah, you touch it and it becomes gold. Like Giovanni, I don't understand what Giovanni and Claudia are tired of though. I'm trying to figure out what you guys are frustrated with. And Jamaica system, I fear 10 years from now we'll be having this. What conversation? All right, so I don't understand. I thought like we made some headways. We came here today thinking like there was a quota. All of that has been thrown out the window. What was said is the football in Jamaica needs to develop. Room is made for every player from overseas to come and try out for the U20s. They have made the room, they have made the space. They need to come and they need to try out. There will be this camp from the 16th to the 24th. If they don't come to this one, they can come to the others. They will give out the dates. If they are quality, they will make the team. If not, or if they are equal to the talent in Jamaica, they will not. This is a breakthrough. So now, time for us, Claudia and Giovanni, to touch base with the players. And now we are saying that we are tired of this. This is what we wanted. We wanted an opportunity to tell the players, you can come. Mr. Speed just said that, it would be a major victory to have Kida Taylor Hart in Jamaica. And we said to him, listen, he wants to play for Jamaica. He said, if we get his bio page now, he will be in the squad. Get the bio page of his passport. So whomever can talk to him and say, listen, just send it to me and I'll send it to Mr. Speed. If I get it right now, I send it to him. And he will be in the squad. What else what else we want to happen? On this particular matter, it's not good enough. Well, it is a start. I am not saying that it is all that needs to be done, but it is a start. And so we need to, it's like a door has been opened, and instead of going through it, we are going to lock it and say, don't make any sense, it's open. Let's barge through this door. Yeah. My name is man. Please clarify, what are who change or secure expectation? Does JA not have bag of talent from what we have heard in many places? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where the talent is. right? I cannot have expectations of a team based on talent I have not seen. Until the team is selected, I can have no expectation. Like if I ask you right now, Richard, who is going to win the World Cup in 2022? What is your expectation for the team that will win the World Cup in 2022? It's going to be hard to determine that because you don't even know what the composition of any of the squads will be. So you're asking me, I can't do that right now. I'll wait until the squad is selected. No, man. All right. Kiddo Hart, his age is not, he cannot play under 20. They want him for the senior team. That's what they said. Unless I'm wrong, Mr. Speed said that he thought Kiddo could play under 20. He can't, but they want him. So I am thinking it's for the senior team. I have one family member that will say the man prefer to fix pool. That give me a thing. All right, my God. Jason says, Devon, speak with Kiddo. There you go. Owen, will those dates be on dates where they will be released by their clubs? Yeah, so I don't know. I know this is a FIFA window from the 16th to the 24th, a long one. I don't know what the other dates will be. All right, because the competition is in June. All right, the playing field still isn't level, in my opinion. Have commas in the UK, USA, and etc. It's a built-in excuse to not include the diaspora. Have camos in the UK, USA, and not. Oh, camps. I think you're saying have camps. Oh, have camps in those places. Okay, that's an option. I don't know. More than one, to be honest. Will Kiddo need to show up for a trial? Not like I'm saying that there are certain players, they're not asking like Omar Hutchinson to turn up for anything. At this that I'm saying, I don't know. I feel like, and this is what I had to speak to Mr. Speed about. So I think some of us have a preconceived notion and we are locked into it. All right? Because if a person says all the players from overseas can come to the trials, right? He said Kiddo Taylor Hart is the age would make him not qualify for the U20s, but they want him for the senior team. I don't know. All right. No, you can say that the person is lying, you don't believe them. But here's the thing. You have the opportunity to prove that they are a liar by doing what you're supposed to do. So if you do nothing, you can't come and then, Javan, if you do nothing about this, you can't come and then say the people them lying now. What we have been given what we have asked for. Give everybody an opportunity to trial. So he said, okay, all of them can come for the trials. That's what we ask for. That's all you can ask for now. Ask for the players to come to trials. What if the players 15? You see, Giovanni, do not fall into this trap of nitpicking. You know, that was said 20% better. He used 95 and 100 and said if we have access to the 100. But do you know he also said, listen, there's no way that quality, and I asked it on 4 occasions, about, well, does this mean that quality will be replaced by exposure? He said there's no way a coach would shun quality to expose anyone else. All of that was said, but we're going, don't focus on the minor, man. Come on, man. Don't ask for something and then when somebody give you, you find every reason not to take it. Claudia, do not say that, Claudia. Nobody invited Kiddo to the U20 camp. Nobody. Nobody. Come on, just people, let us remain credible. Let us remain credible. We're adults. Let's have credible and honest discussion. And this is why sometimes we have all of this back and forth. Because here's why. We have preconceived ideas and nothing can change that. Nothing. No, there are not many things I agree with, but nobody at any point suggested that Kiddo needed to come to any trial. Nobody. No, Kiddo Hart name came up because he is too older. And Mr. Speed said, you know how big it would be for us to get him when he's 20? And I say, it's not a big thing. That's how his name came up. So how now we're having a discussion that Kiddo need to come to trial? How did we get here? I don't understand it. I don't understand it. We just came to a solution. Just 2 days ago, we said that we're going to form a committee to help with this. We got some solutions, and then we're gone right back where we began. Me not understand this. So let me just go through here, man. Me not understand. Claudia, well, it seems it for the upcoming, so let's see. Straight talk. Are you skeptical of the talent overseas being 10 or 20%? Richard, top, huh? Straight talk. Are you skeptical of the talent overseas being 10 or 20% better than top schoolboy or JPL players? Richard, I am not going to major in minor. What I will say to you is that, listen, every Jamaican need to be given a chance. Even if you're playing, this is a trial, this is a U20. So if you have 100 players in England, 100 players in America that want to come, let them come. Do not say to the players locally that you're not invited to the camp because we have 100 from England. Do not say to the players in England, we have 100 from Jamaica, we don't need you. Bring everybody together. And he said it. The quality players are going to play. All right? He said that no coach would do that. He said that. He went on and he said, if the two players are at the same level, it would be better for them to select the one locally because at least they will have more time with that player than the one who they have to wait until FIFA window for a U20 tournament. So let's keep the conversation. No, what we can say is that we don't believe what he has said. You can say that he's a liar if you want. You can say you don't believe it. But here is it. 2 days ago, we had a discussion on this platform and we suggested, Alex was here, Claudia was here, Giovanni was here, Devon Porter was here. And the suggestion was to put together a group to help get the players to the trials. Mr. Speed comes on and says, okay, bring the players to the trials. Let them get passport. And now we are going to say, like, we give up. When these same people were telling me not to give up. And now we get a breakthrough. We're saying give up. Let us at least, I said it already, Paul will also be there. Let us at least do what we are supposed to do. And then we can decide. How our surname and England choosing their squad? What's their selection? I'm not sure I get the first part of that. Owen, you're right. I'm tired of the double talk. Okay, so the most trusted name in YouTube sport. Thank you, Mr. Braindrain. Man, you and I know that this is a major problem in local football. Will Marcel Gale connection with any player local cause for unfair selection? Giovanni, how are we going to know that? We have to listen. Let me tell you this, people. I've learned this. The reason why I put my number, I give people the benefit of the doubt. If not because I don't agree with what one local coach did, I'm not going to put all of them. I'm not going to put everybody in the same. If I were to do like that, I would trust non-Jamaican because I've met many dishonest Jamaican. Do I say that all Jamaicans are thieves? No. We can't operate like that. We have to give people the benefit of the doubt and learn to stick to one dialogue at a time. We cannot ask for one thing and then when it comes up, we say, well, yeah, them said them will do it and they said they're going to do it, but we still don't believe them, they are lying. Give people the benefit of the doubt. That's what I do. I want you to give me the benefit of the doubt. I will give you the benefit of the doubt. So I'm going to treat others how I want to be treated. I don't want to walk somewhere or go somewhere and because I'm a Jamaican, you tell me you don't trust me, you don't believe me and all of that. Why? Because, 10 years ago, I meet a Jamaican and them said, no, I don't want that. All right? I'm trying to catch up. No, man, yeah, man, I understand Owen. That's why I'm trying to work with Claudia. We saw it with Gilbert to our detriment. I think that should be. Listen, and I say this, and I did call it out. I call it out. I did call it out. I did call it out. I did. But that doesn't mean that the next coach is going to do it. The truth is, I've seen Marcel Gale at St. George's and Neverbell. They have never operated this way. I've seen him at Waterhouse. He has never operated this way. I am going to give him the benefit of the doubt that he will not operate this way. If he does, then I'll call it out. But I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. That's me. The team for Matthew Baker is SG Unteras. I think the name is. Let me just write it right here. Maybe you speak German, so you know how to pronounce it. Think that's the name of the team. All right. Yeah, Claudia, my friend. Will those who need a formal letter to be able to leave their club get it? Claudia, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm asking Javan. He said the letter is the easiest. What I want Giovanni to do is find out from the players who need the letter. And once they send their name and information, we will send the letter out. I will, if I have to drive to St. Lucia Avenue, I will do it because I'm trying to seek solution. I'm not going to nitpick with problems. Yeah, man. Yes, Dre. Let's get to work and do it. And this whole, you know what is so funny? Like so many things were said to involve more players, yet the one thing that seemed to be the predominant discussion when it has been totally taken out of context, because I am sure that CC didn't listen to the context of the 20%. I am sure that CC didn't listen to the complete context of how 20% came up. So this thing that Giovanni is saying that how you measure 20% and all of that. Nobody said that they will be measured by 20%. That was not the thing, man. Nobody do that, man. Boy. I'm not saying that, you know, cannot and should not is two different things, right? So when you're going to misquote someone, right, you can create a narrative without misquoting the person. But don't base your narrative on a misquote, and you can still have fun. Brain drain, you know that. Kid has. Huh? I'm so disappointed. I'm so disappointed in, like, these are the things that disappoint me. Like people. You know what disappoint me? I tell you what. You know what disappoint me? Like, you know, I think the saddest thing is that the people you expect, and that's why I need to live by this. Like, the people you expect probably, you know, diverse in thoughts, but you know, you meet them and like, and you just think like how they reason, it's at a highly intellectual level. And then to see them have a dialogue like I am seeing here, like it's amazing. It's amazing. I'm so I don't want to, I'm not so disappointed, but it is wow. So all of a sudden, we were saying that the players need to come to the trial. They have been invited to the trial. Now we have moved it and saying don't have any trial, just select players. All right. Like, I don't understand what was the point of me getting Mr. Speed? Like, I'm not sure, Giovanni. What was the point of you sending me all the things? So when you send me the list of players, I'm trying to figure out. You are saying that these are the players that should represent Jamaica. So the list that you send me, you should have exclusive rights to selecting the Jamaica team. So the list that you send me, I'm supposed to give it to the GFF, and they're supposed. I'm trying to figure out, like, I'm not sure how the conversation gone down there with you and CC. I know. Listen. So the team, everybody has an opportunity, but the areas that they haven't heard from or seen anyone is, and I think goalkeepers, center backs, midfielders, forwards. So every position is open. All right, Champ Deck is saying management don't be native. Him talk good, but we all know when the time comes, Cavaliers will have 5 players in the squad. This is Camp Deck. I cannot think like that. When last have you seen 5 Cavaliers players in any Jamaica team and you say they didn't deserve to be there? Come on, man. No, don't let us go down the road there. You understand me? Let us steer. Let's steer. I don't care where the players are from. If they're, let me ask you this. Would you be okay if you saw 5 Phoenix players in the team? Would it be okay to see 5 West Brom players in the team? Would it be okay to see 5 Seattle Sounders players in the team? It doesn't matter if 5 players are from any particular team. If they are the best 5 and they are from West Ham Academy, they should be in the team. If they are the best 5 in their position and they are from Clarendon College, they should be in the team. There's a time when there was a Jamaica junior team with 7 players from Clarendon that went to the World Cup. Nobody never complained. So if now KC have 7, why is it a problem? If the 7 best players in Jamaica are from Kingston College, the 7 of them must be in the team. If just like with relays, if the 4 best sprinters on the female side are from MVP, all 4 of them must go and run in the relay. It don't matter where the best players are from. The issue I will have is if they are better players. And that is why I'm saying that the trials should be open so we can see, because we are making an assumption that the player because some of these players, they're not like, some of these players are in academies, you know. Some of the players, they're in academies. What we're assuming is that because they are in academies, they are better than every Jamaican player. Maybe they are. So let them come and do that, because that's what they have said. Why we are making, we shouldn't be talking about this, you know, honestly, because this was resolved. And the same thing they're saying. Understand this. There are some people who want players from Jamaica, just like you want players from. People can be different. So let the thing happen, and then we can judge, and then we can say he lied. There is the tape, so you can always go back to it. Boy. So CC, when this is finished, right, CC, you need to go back. But all right, let me send it to you, because if I send it to you, CC, me send it to you already, you know, CC. It is the same thing you're watching. I sent it to you, CC. So I don't know what you want me to do. I sent it to you. You understand me? But I'll send it to you when I'm finished. I have a defensive midfielder. He needs to look at not playing in JPL. But if he played Manning Cup, he would be in a top team. All right, Dre. All right, Dre. Dre work hard. All right, Pierre God, what do you think? 24 years. All right, boss. Based on the conflict of interest. Stop being smug. If the best squad is 10 locals and 10. Hold on a sec, the people. Hold on. It's time to go. Robson will stop being smug. If the best squad is 10 local and 10, we have no problem. All right. So here's the thing. All right. Listen, let me tell you this. If when the trial happens, all the best players are in the diaspora, I do have a problem. If all the best players are local players, I have no problem. It's a combination of any amount of numbers, I have no problems. All I'm saying is that what we asked for initially, was level playing field where everyone gets an opportunity. So they have opened up the trial for everyone. So far, they said only 3 persons have indicated and they have made preparation for them. I am saying let's get the other players to come, because what I don't want to happen is that somewhere down the line, the players don't turn up, and then we say, oh, them never call them, you see them don't. No. Let us do what we can to at least get the players to the trial. That is not hard. That's step one. Let's not go to who not going to get selected yet. Let's start at step one, getting the players to the trials. That is it. And then after that, we can continue the discourse down other pathways. There is still disconnect with fans and the GFF. They rarely even follow through. No, Pagan, this is where I agree with you. This is why I'm saying we have these tapes. So I know that if this doesn't happen, this tape, we have it. We can go back and call Mr. Speed on the platform and challenge him to what was said. That is why I suggested that the camps be open. That's all I'm saying. All right, Javanica, you know we're there, man. Talk to, yeah, I just mentioned message kiddo, so I hope Mr. Speed not blowing smoke. Thank you, Dre. That is what I want, Dre. That's what I talk about. Listen, so message him, get the thing, me send it to Mr. Speed, and he comes down with Paula. That one more, me not in the heap. Oh, the man, oh, no. I am about getting things done. Getting things done. Listen, if I get no likes, if I get no subscription, but I can get something done to get a player into the system, my job is accomplished. My job is accomplished. It's not just about talk and talk and talk and talk and talk. Yeah. Yeah. So, all right. So let's not take on each other. Let's not take on each other. Let's fight the problem and not fight each other. Respect, Jerry. That's what I like. So talk to Devon. Let's get the bio page of his passport. That's what Mr. Speed said. Get the bio page to him. Let's get the bio page. Get the bio page. Get the bio page. Right? Simple. There you go. The transaction, I don't like how we are reasoning. What if 20 of the best players are locals? Will there be? Yeah. This is what I don't. That's what I'm saying. There you go. Because here's the thing, Dre. Mr. Dre. How it sounds sometimes is like if the best players cannot be local, the best players must be outside of Jamaica. So it does appear that if at the trials, the 20 best players are from the diaspora, nothing is wrong. However, if the 20 best players that are selected are locals, something is wrong. And I'm saying that cannot be the way to reason. It cannot be. So in other words, some of us believe that if Christopher Pearson and Gary Mills and Gregory Cousins and I don't know some of the other names. I can't remember them. If these guys don't make the team, nothing is wrong because they are not good enough when compared to the diaspora. Fine. No issue. The issue I have though is that if somehow they find 20 players who are locals and better, then all of a sudden, all of us get upset and say something is wrong with the process. We can't reason like that. Because we are saying that the people are there's a bias and it's a sham. But when we reason the way we reason, are we any better? Are we any better? Are we any better? Think about it. Are we any better? If what I just reasoned is the way we think, are we any better? Seven Clarendon players went. I am sure sports because we had the best schoolboy football program, coaching and team included. All right, so here's the thing now, CC. Here's what I have a problem with. I never hear the Kingston College people quarreling when the 7 Clarendon players went to the Youth World Cup. But I can tell you this, if 7 KC players went, oh, Ludlow Bernard this and Ludlow Bernard that. If 7 JC players were selected, oh, Miguel Coley this and this. Because we all have our self-interest and we don't realize it. We don't realize. You hear what I said? The reason why 7 Clarendon College players went is because they had the best program. So any other school who have 7 players, no, that can't be right. Somebody's doing something wrong. But when Clarendon does it, it is okay. The management believe when Mannings do it, it is okay. The Calabar person believe when Calabar do it, it is okay. But any other school who do it, them a criminal, them a thief, them a liar, them a mess up the system. Only when it benefits us, it's right. But anybody else it benefit, it is wrong. We can't reason like that. We can't reason. Not because we have a preference of people in the diaspora mean that if 20 of them selected, nothing is wrong with that because they are better than everybody else. But if 20 locals get selected, something is wrong with that because they are not better. We can't reason like that. We can't reason like that. The best players must be selected and we must all agree to that. CC. CC, so we don't make him defend himself. All right, CC, we will make him defend himself. Come here for run now. I have to run. CC, we have to make him defend himself. I don't know how that's going to happen. That's what I'm saying. Listen, we can record and keep what was said, you know. So when the squad gets selected, we can come out and talk. So, yep. Anyways, I'm going to have to run. Man, hear what CC going to say. You see this now? You see what I'm telling you? You don't realize that you have a problem to CC. Only Clarendon and Cavaliers are skill. You see the problem you have? What if Dre come and say, listen, 7 Harbour View players? Would Dre be right? Dre could want 7 Harbour. You understand me? Yeah. Yeah, that's that. You hear what you're saying? They are not so good. Mannings. Clarendon alone can pull this off and Cavaliers. You must be joking, man. You see the problem with your reasoning is because you support Clarendon College. You have no problem with 7 of the Clarendon College players in there. But I know CC, if you see 7 KC players, you're going to have a problem. In fact, let's not use Clarendon College. The people from Clarendon not going to come out and complain if them see 7 Clarendon College players. So all of us have that little thing in us. So there are some people who have a stronger leaning to players from overseas. And I understand that. But at the end of the day, it don't mean that all the overseas players are better than all the local players. And it doesn't mean that all the local players are better than all the overseas players. That is why at the junior level, you have trials. You see, at the senior level, you look at other things and you select them. At the junior level, especially for players who play academy football. However, like Mr. Speed said, if you play in Premier League, you're not coming to no trial. Omari Hutchinson is not mentioned to come to no trial. Yeah, it don't matter, man. The best players, man. There's a time when you look at England team, Arsenal players. There's a time when you look at the England team, you had Manchester players predominantly. There's a time when it's Liverpool players predominantly. That's how football goes. There is normally a team that you're going to find most of the players in the national team from. That's how football goes. Okay, so Dre says only 2 Harborview players you want in the 20, Bennett and Zeminis. What if they find, and you see now, Dre, you want the Harborview goalkeeper, Phoenix want the Mona goalkeeper, you understand me? Paul Hall bring a goalkeeper from overseas. Which one of the two? Anybody get dropped, somebody will go vex it up. If the man from overseas gets dropped, the people that who believe that the person who keep it overseas is better go vex, right? If the Phoenix goalkeeper get dropped, then the Phoenix man them go get vexed. And if the Harborview goalkeeper get dropped, then the Harborview people them go say the GFF have a problem with them. So who them supposed to pick? Okay, so let's take this final one. Not sure why we not get the point. The problem is not with who is the best. The problem is you can't have a clubman running Fed affairs. Simple. So we're wrong from the start. Me no need to wait and see. Okay. So I guess what Dre is saying is that Camp Deck is saying is if you coach a club, you're not supposed to coach the national team because you're going to have. So that means that nobody in Jamaica can coach any of the national team because every person in Jamaica who coaches either connected to a school or a club. So we can't operate the football like that. Every single person in Jamaica that is going to coach is connected to a school or a club. Meaning they have gone to high school or they are connected to a club. Every single person, whoever has or whoever will be. So if you have a coach who used to go St. Diego, would it be, you're talking like the person who owned the club? Okay, but he's not a part of the coaching staff. The coach is in the coach. Remember, Mr. Speed said on several occasions, I don't select the team. Give me the players and I will get it to the coach and say, here is a player. He says he doesn't select the team. It is Paul Hall and Marcel Gale and their coaching staff. He's just helping us. That's what the program was about, how he's going to help us to get the overseas players into the trials. Okay, awesome, Claude. That's what we are saying. Yeah. But people, everyone should get a chance. There you go. Yeah, man. People, listen, I want to big you up, make sure you have liked the video, make sure you have subscribed. Remember, tomorrow we have finally Mr. Alan Skill Cole will be joining us on the Legends Corner. Yeah. That's going to be a good one. We have Loxley Reed coming up. Big goalkeeper at Rossies, at Wadadat, Reno at Waterhouse. We also have Stu Pease, the man from Arden. If you're an Arden past student, you need to listen to the Stu Pease interview. Stu Pease, big up yourself. He also played for Bristol City Rovers and for QPR. Yeah. So yeah, we have those coming up. And some other good ones, you know. So bless up. Yes. Claudia, you see how hard I and I work to get this, Claudia. Make sure you eat up. Be a super chat all tomorrow, Claudia. Or else me I'll just block you. So you can't get to hear it or see it, you know, Claudia. Remember me tell you that. You hear what you're saying? Pearson, Devontae, Campbell, Zeman is clear. Are sure picks in my. Really? Nobody is a sure pick. Yeah, no man, we're talking about Cornwall College player. There's a Cornwall College player named Powell that we want to be a part. His name is on the thing. What are you talking about, Phil Jones? What about Powell? I think he's playing in England now in League Two. No man, there's that Cornwall College player. You see what happen, people? You get into them argument. Everybody have a bias towards something. Claudia, let me tell you this from now. Every day you come on this platform and I do an interview. When you get in skill code, when you get in skill code. So when I call, we set it up a couple of times. I said to him, Mr. Cole, you have to come on and call this lady every day. She comes, she bother me. Say, all right, man. Me don't say a long time. I go jump on, the thing and deal with it. You understand me? Say, yeah, man. So yeah, but Jason, you see the coaching thing, work on it, you know, and I'm going to check out your voice note and make the link and then let you know. Claudia, big up. I mean, everybody in the chat, hey, big up. Have a wonderful rest of the evening. I think the coaches desk is going on and Ryan LFC have show, Formula have show. Go and check out and yeah, man, and give some support to some of the other vloggers out there. You understand me? Show them some love. I think Coach Minzy at Coach's Desk have his show tonight. Ryan LFC has his Liverpool sub Formula, Military Gunner, Sports down the middle. Oh, again, Unseen, my brethren, you haven't seen me in a while in my work, you know, and I'm having my academy and thing. You have also Dre Anyweather. I don't know what Dre. What Dre? What you gonna do? You know, Dre, don't ball to me. Cry to Jesus. Cry to God. Your Chelsea team gone a boneyard. You look how money done. You look how Chelsea team are go suffer right now. I want you going to administration, Dre, and lose all 9 points. And that me a talk about, Dre. Oh, all of the local money, the local oil money, the local money, it don't you know. Problem they are Chelsea people. Problem there. The man them have to go wear bib to play them match them. Only 20 players can travel with the team when them have a away game. Okay. Dre, what you gonna do? Dre, your Lakers now going good. Dre, your Dallas Cowboys now gone good. I know Chelsea, Dre. I hit the road. So yeah. But people, big up and bless up, you know. Always good being with you. Ishmael, as well. Bless up yourself. Mr. Speed for coming on. Everyone for spending time with us today. Really appreciate your Friday evening. Remember, check us out tomorrow and we have Mr. Alan Skill Cole. He's going to be on with us, all right? So bless up one and all. Again, please hit the like button if you have not yet done so. Share the content. If you have not yet, subscribe. Please make sure that you subscribe to the platform. Where Dre disappeared to us. Me about Chelsea disappear. Dre calling Dre Anyweather to the building. Where are you? All right, people, bless up. Have a good night. I'll be somewhere tonight. Let's see if I'll see you and you'll see me. No winking in the dark. Don't wink in the dark, Claudia. No winking. You see, same thing Mr. Speed talk about. As the time get dark, you see Claudia start to wink, wink, wink. And then you hear she talking about she's a big woman, she don't wink in dark. And you see she winking, winking. As time get dark, Claudia, watch yourself.